It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, Blaze.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Hey guys, how are you? Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. What's up? Y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I had went back and watched my live from last night, and I would just like to say shout out to everybody who pulled up last night for the live. Man, to me, I could be wrong, but to me, that was one of my better lives. To me. So, man, shout out to everybody who pulled up last night. And I'm saying this better because I feel like I got through. If I got through the 5 people, I was doing good. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I did. You know, I feel like I got some people who really was just like, you know what, Voodoo, I ain't even think about it like that. You right. You know, so man, that made me feel good last night, y'all. Shout out to everybody who pulled up on us last night. Everybody from the backup page, everybody from the main page. Shout out to all my mods, Opinionated, Unicorn, Miss Parker, Caramelly Mel. I love y'all. Y'all really held me down. So shout out to y'all. I was really proud though, because I felt like for the first time, I was unapologetically saying what I really feel. Unapologetically. You know what I'm saying? Unapologetically saying what I feel. And I felt like that needed to be said. Period. It needed to be said. And I said what I said, and I stand on it 10 toes. And I'm just so happy that I have y'all, man. Y'all really made me feel good. You know, shout out to everybody, like I said, who pulled up on the live last night. We off the rip, we coming through with a super chat. Come on now. This is so you must know I'm giving away money today. So thank you for offsetting a couple of courses or whatever the case may be. Thank you, my for the super chat. She says, "Hey, doll, can you please make a video about Simone Biles' husband describing how they got together? It was so cringe. Much love from a skim milk fan from the Boogie Down Bronx." Okay, yay. Now listen, I seen the clip on that. Thank you, my, and I am gonna make a video because you know I got to say what I got to say. I don't know if I'm gonna do a live or if I'm gonna do a video. Whatever it is I'm gonna do it, because let me tell you this, and I'm gonna just say this because this ain't what this is about. But before we get into what this live is about, let me say what I got to say. Thank you, my from the Boogie Down Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Let me say this. How dare? Let me run it back again. Skirt. How dare this Negro get up here and say he seen Simone Biles and he met her and he had no idea who she was because he is just so into his craft as a football player. Negro, you don't even play baseball, which is one of the, or even NBA basketball. You a football player. If anything, you ought to be lucky she seen you. But I ain't gonna talk too much on it. We gonna deal with it. We gonna talk about it. I might do a live tomorrow. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm either do a video or a live or a video and a live. I think I might do a video first because typically when I do it like that, when I do a video first and then bust back with the live, I be done already, you know, added a little more wooty wham wham. You know what I'm saying? So I might do that. Shout out to my from the Boogie Down Bronx, from New York. Shout out to my girl. Go ahead on. Thank you so much for the super chat. And here we go with another one. Thank you, Cash Leon, for the super chat. Do it big, Voodoo. Ready for the Unlearning Friday, as you should. Yes, we are gonna unlearn some things, you know. Shout out to everybody. I seen a couple of people say this their first live. Everybody who this your first live, second live, third live, welcome to the dollhouse, baby. Welcome to the dollhouse where we over here keeps it real. Even if it's ugly, even if it's cute, we keeps it real. And that's what we're going to do. And on Educational Fridays, for now, I'm telling y'all now, I'm gonna create a whole new channel for the educational stuff because I need to, make sure things are in order the way they need to be ordered. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to say thank you again, Cash Leon, for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. We about to do some unlearning, but I will say this. This is my baby. All of this. This is my baby. And I appreciate the people supporting me because y'all don't know me from a can of paint, girl. Y'all could be like, please. Y'all, it's so many content creators y'all could be over there playing with, and y'all over here playing with me. So thank y'all so much for doing so. I really appreciate y'all, and y'all really made my little heart melt last night. I was over there like, how you do the heart? Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all really made me feel good. Again, my minds, man. Y'all saved me, Lord Jesus. Y'all saved me. Y'all saved me, girl. Queen Revolution, I ever made you a mod. Is Queen Revolution a mod? Did I make it? Yeah, you a mod. I'm about to say. You a mod. Okay, I'm about to say. Because I'm like, you be working too. Is you one of my... I'm sorry. It's been a long day, y'all. Sorry. Thank you, Miss Parker. Miss Parker, another mod. I'm going over to Amazon tonight to order you something for your tea list, for your gift tea list. Oh yeah. So I made me a gift list. You don't have to on Amazon. If you want to do something, you don't have to. Trust me, I am fine. But if you choose to, I'm here for it. And I thank you guys in advance. Thank you so much again, Miss Parker, one of my great mods for bringing that up. Now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, let's get into, I'm a visual person. And not only am I a visual person, my aunt, is you in here? No, so I need you up in here. I'm going to need y'all up here at some point. My aunt, you in here? If my aunt in here, raise your hand, my aunt. I need you in here. And what's the other sister who had did some research? If she's in here, I would sure love to have you up here. Okay, my aunt, you in here. All right, my aunt in here. Look at she raised her hand. Shout out to my aunt. Listen, my aunt, no so, and it was another young lady. I can't remember her name. I cannot remember her name, but I want her up in here too because she had some research that was going to be great for the live. Gabrielle, I think that Florida leader. That's why I clicked on you, baby. Hey, girl. She said, hey, Voodoo, this is my second live. I love you, my baby. Oh, how did her go? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Look at Jeremiah. Hey, Jeremiah. You know I'm going to say something to you every time you pull up through the door. I was waiting on you at the door. Okay. Hey, Jeremiah. All right. Darling Nikki, was that you? Was that you who had the stats that we were talking about? She's an epidemiologist. That's what I thought. Who that was? You remember the girl name? If you in here, oh, that's not you, darling Nikki. But whoever the girl is, if you in here when we were talking about it, please put a book or something in the chat. I don't know, just so I can see who, what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. So, first and foremost, I took really grave insult to Dr. Jackie. This is before the fallout happened. This is before she went to trending on. When I seen the episode, I lost it. You guys may not follow my reality TV show content, because I do reality TV show content and I do Married to Medicine. I've been watching Married to Medicine since season 1. I am an avid Married to Medicine girl. I used to want to find me a doctor so I could go on the show and be married to medicine. That's how much I was following down the people at the Married to the Medicine. Now, when I seen Dr. Jacqueline Walters, or whatever she called herself, when I seen Dr. Jackie get up there and speak to the president, the vice president, Kamala, it was a few things rushed through my spirit. This is before they even started talking. Number one, I was saying, this is all pointless. This is all the Dog and Pony show. What you talking to her for? Because if I didn't show y'all, I'm going to show y'all again tonight. Kamala Harris has already said she's not doing anything exclusively for Black people. She says anything that she does for Black people will benefit all people. She said, let's be clear. She did the finger too. Let's be clear. Anything I do for Black people will benefit all people. We're not just doing anything for Black people. So number one, I felt like that. Number two, I'm saying, Dr. Jackie, if anybody would be the person to speak on this topic, in my opinion, of the two doctors on the show, I would think it would be the what do you call it? Dr. Simone. Yeah, you can come up and speak. I'm gonna let some people come up because we're gonna do some talking over here. So I thought it would be Dr. Simone, and let me tell you why. Because I've always looked at Dr. Jackie. Y'all hit the like button so the people can know we around here. See, they don't know we around the corner. So y'all hit the like button so the people can know we around the corner. Jeremiah said, I love your Basketball Wives review. Jeremiah, have you seen my Love and Hip Hop? Because they're coming back in January. Oh, I have the most fun on them. Oh, child. I have one Love and Hip Hop review that I did that's got almost 100,000 views. Stop acting crazy. Anyway, we off subject. So I said, first of all, she ain't gonna do shit. Talking about Kamala. And then secondly, I was like, oh, we got a doctor. You a real doctor or a play doctor? Dr. Adrian, is you a doctor? Is you the doctor that came up with the study? Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Look. So I said, number one, she not gonna do nothing. Number two, of the doctors, I think it would be Dr. Simone, simply because Dr. Simone is boots on the ground with the people. Dr. Jackie is the TV doctor. I'm not saying that she's not an actual doctor. She is. Oh, LaShandra says she a physician. Okay, so we're gonna have some good people come up here. Y'all make sure y'all pull up. A doctorate in English or education is still a doctor, girl. Hey, doctor, I'm still gonna put the respect on your name. So thank you, doctor. Appreciate it, okay? But I was saying, because Dr. Simone is down here with the people. She's down here with the people. So Dr. Jackie just the girl that be on the shows checking up on the girls. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, when they sat down, the first thing that really ticked me off, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, the first thing that ticked me off was I look at the world differently. Because listen, I'm trying to get y'all into the way my brain works. I've said this on trillions of times before. There's real and there's reality. The two can sometimes meet, but they will never be one in the same. Does that make sense? There's real reality. They sometimes meet, but they're never one in the same. What does that mean? I'll do the Erica Mena thing. When Old Spice, regular Spice, official Spice, not the Ice Spice, the regular Spice. When Spice went on the show and told Erica, your son don't like you, they got into a all-out brawl. That was reality. What's real is her son really don't like her, which is why her response is what it was. Now, these two, real and reality, met in that situation, because although it's real and we're doing something in the real time, it met because they both, it's like a subject and a verb agreement. It kind of like went together, right? So I look at life through those lenses. There's real and then there's reality. Now, where am I going with this? Hear me out. I'm cooking. Where I'm going with this is, when it comes to real and reality, I look at everything in the world as real and reality. And this is what's real. No, this is what reality. Reality was they had a conversation. Talking about Dr. Jackie and Scammer. They had a whole conversation. That's real. I mean, that's reality. What's real is they ain't gonna fix nothing. What's real is they was talking loud and ain't said nothing. There's nothing that lady did that's gonna help even put a dent in Black maternity crisis issues at all. There's nothing that she said on that Zoom call that is going to help Black women at all. Let me tell you why. It's almost like if you got if you broke your leg, and instead of me taking you to a hospital, I just put your kneecaps in a splint and told you don't walk on it for a few weeks. Yeah, it helps, but it don't do nothing for the overall health of your leg. Does that make sense? So with that being said, when I seen her say, I'm going to extend healthcare, mind you, she can't do it. She can suggest it, but she can't do it. So that's why only 33 states picked it up, while the other one said, kick rocks. So I'm saying that's to say, what you need, Drika? I need a favor. What you need, Drika? So I'm saying that to say, you're giving a false hope and a false narrative to people who not going to stop and understand the difference between real and reality. And because I know the difference between real and reality, and Dr. Jackie knows as a medical professional, as a doctor, as an OBGYN, she knows better than me what the leading cause of Black maternal crisis is. But she sat up there and just, oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. And you know that don't help. So then I started to think, well, damn, what's the point in all of this? What's the point in all of this? Because it was at this point, I was just like, and it pissed me off. So nevertheless, I ended up going in. So just for you guys' essay, we're going to go over what Dr. Jackie said. It's only 15 seconds. It ain't a lot. Then we're going to go over what Dr. Jackie said over there by, what's that lady named Heavenly. We're going to go over what Dr. Jackie said over there with the president. Then we're going to go over what the president said by the vice president, Scammer, what she said. Then we're going to go over what her and Dr. Jackie said. Then we're going to get into some education because I don't like this. And I feel like Black women are so miseducated on what's going on. And I'm going to give you the short of it, Black women. If you plan on making a change through the hospital, if you believe that a change will be made through the hospitals as you give birth, you are sadly mistaken. It's never going to happen. And this is the gag. It's going to be most of us. It's the same way with racism. They don't have to put the white hoodies on and ride on the horses and burn the cross in front of your yard no more. They don't have to do that. They got you to do it. And we're going to get into it. Let's get into it. So let's first go over to Dr. Jackie. Let's go over to Dr. Jackie and what she said to Heavenly. Hold on, Dr. Jackie. Let's go over there and get what she said over there by Heavenly. And then after we do that, then we're going to go over what the vice president lady said. You know what I'm talking about? Then we're going to go over what the vice president lady said. And then after that, we're going to go to the interview, and then we're going to get into why all of that is BS. All right, let me share my screen. I'm sorry. And then this is just for the essay, you guys, in case somebody in here hadn't seen it, because there's going to be somebody who haven't been up to date on this crap, and I want them to see it. Check it out. Oh, come on now. You need a puzzle and all of that, girl. What, they think I'm a bot or something?
And you're not taking.
All right.
Sometimes as African-American women, we're a bit more dramatic. And that you go to the doctor and you complain and you complain and you complain. and you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African American women, we want to also make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. Because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem. So,
okay, you guys, I need you guys to keep this. This is the part of everything that she said. This is the most important part that I need you guys to remember. This right here is the most important part that I need y'all to remember. Dr. Jackie said in this conversation, 3 years ago, she said in this conversation, she said, Black women need to stop crying wolf or stop complaining and crying wolf. She said, because it makes the doctor, basically trying to say we be lying, trying to get off of work. Hold that part, because this is going to play an integral key part as to why I have a despise for Dr. Jackie. At this part, I knew right then and there, whatever she's saying right now, she don't believe that. She don't believe that. If she said this 3 years ago, I don't believe that a Christmas miracle came down and happened, and now she thinks differently. She's been an OBGYN for too long. And then furthermore, this is just my opinion. See, I'm the Black girl. I remember I worked at McDonald's back in the day when I was 16. That was my first job. And I remember they were saying, don't give out extra, I remember they said, don't give out free sweet and sour sauce and barbecue sauce. They said, because when you do that, it takes away from the company and it's going to take away from your raise, right? And I remember saying, shit, these things, 25 cents a cup. Like, how this going to take away, from anything? So then I thought about it. I said, you know what? Screw it. I started giving away sweet. How many you want? 6? Hold on. Because that's just me. And I feel like as a physician who knows that she is in a position that most Black women do not get into, where they are literally over there. Y'all hit the like button so we can let the people know we're here. Her being in the position that she's in, knowing that Black women are unheard, unbelieved, and are typically unalive, from that same mindset, I found it baffling to me that she would even say something like that. And she said it because she meant it. Listen, this how you know. You saw what Heavenly said. Oh, that ain't me. Because Dr. Heavenly is smart. She knows, girl, I'm not about to go over here with you, playing with you like that, because at the end of the day, I have female patients as well, Black with female patients as well. And what you're not about to get me to doing is up here saying and agreeing with you and slapping 5 with you on this BS. Oh, no, ma'am. So shout out to Dr. Heavenly, but your friend who claims to be the smartest person in the room, actually, when it comes to common sense, must not be the smartest person in the room. I would beg and advise to say she's probably the dumbest person in the room, because as a physician, for you to say something like that, your head too far up the books, you done left reality. You know what I'm saying? You so far in the bookworm, you forgot the real life work different. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go into now what the vice president said. Now, you guys may have seen this. I'm not sure. But for the ones who didn't see it, now you're going to see why I don't like Kamala Harris. Amongst many reasons. Number one, she lied and said she was Black, wore her chucks and pearls, had all the AKAs saying, "Ski," and all them heifers, I'm trying not to curse this live, was down there marching. All the girls, all the Deltas, all the Zetas, all the Vedas, whatever it is, everybody was marching, having a gay old time. And I'm sitting here saying something in the milk ain't clean. And as soon as she raised her hand and said, "I do solemnly swear," she turned around and gave the Black community her ass to kiss. Did do that. But that's not, let's go into, let's get over here by Kamala. Let's go over here and see what she's talking about over here. All right, you guys, I'm going to share my screen because I need you guys to see this. And And this is going to give you context as to why I call her scammer. Well, one of the reasons why. It's multiple reasons, but this will give you at least some sort of context. You know what I mean? All right, take a listen. Now, before we get into this, you guys, this young Black woman is asking the vice president about her thoughts on reparations. She said, hey, Madam Vice President, I'm talking about the seat wasn't warm from her behind by the time she did this interview. She had just said, I do solemnly swear. And just like that, she gave the same Black women who was down there marching in their chucks and pearls with their green and pink on saying, she gave all of them her behind to kiss. So let's go ahead on and get into what this Black woman is asking this so-called Black woman and see, yeah, Pookie, you got it. She was Black when she needed them votes. And just like Krishan Rock, she played on Black women's emotions for the vote. It's easy. Black women, we easy. We the easiest target when you really think about it. Unfairly, but honestly, if I'm the scammer, I get it. I'm just saying, because we the easiest target there is. It don't take nothing to strike an emotion out of a Black woman. It is so easy. It's like taking candy from a baby. And I'm talking about a baby that can't hold a candy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. But anyway, let's get into what Madam Vice President Kamala Harris had to say about how she felt about what's going on down here with the reparations. And it's bigger than the reparations. Pay attention to what she say about Black people in general. Let's go. All right, let's get her up here. Come on, Kamala, say what you got to say, girl.
Black people.
Let me rewind so you can hear the question.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century.
Now, I'm not a media professional, but if I ask you, did you steal out the stove? And the answer ain't a actual yes or no. You going, well, stealing is on a construct, because really, is it really stealing if you know that you're going to give it back? Or is it really when you start doing all of that, you're guilty? I already know the answer. We don't even need to talk no more. But she's going to go into this long diatribe about racism, about what do you call it? Slavery and all of these things, because that's what politicians do. That's to get you off your rocker. See, but me, I be honed in on the first question. You can't play with me. Oh, no. I'll let you talk for 10 minutes and come back and be like, now, what about the first question I asked you? I ain't about to, because I tune you out before I let me forget. So watch this. And then she gonna get upset because she's realizing it ain't really working. It ain't working the way she thought it was supposed to work. And then she just gonna say, girl, look, it is what it is. No, basically, if y'all check it out.
We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or
let me stop her right quick. First and foremost, she over there hollering all of this and then turned back around and was like, oh, that's why I'm proposing the Lift Act. Girl, what does the Lift Act have to do with the question that I asked you, ma'am? Because see, the Lift Act is her talking about people buying houses and stuff. We didn't ask you about buying no houses, ma'am. Ma'am, we didn't ask you that. But that's what they do. That's what they do. Look at Caramel and Mel. You know, that's where I get the name from. Judge Joe Brown. He called her a whole bunch of names. Whew. Let's go in on by this Lift Act. And it's the same. See how she offered this Lift Act? This the same way she going to offer extended Medicaid. Watch. Check it out.
Less as a family, a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place, and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners.
So let me ask y'all a question. She said when you look at it that they're not standing on equal footing, it will directly benefit black families. So it's no different from if we racing up the street and I start at the beginning, but I put you closer to the finish line. If I give us both equal amount of time to make it to the finish line, or let's say I give the person in the front almost close to the finish line less time, but give you know what I mean, more time or equal, am I really painting a fair picture? Am I really giving a fair race? No. Because you sit up here hollering, it'll directly benefit them, but not like it'll benefit them and other. Girl, what are you talking about? Most Black people aren't even homeowners. So if you really start to peel back the layers, this lady trying to offer a Lift Act for homeowners. When you look at the number of Black people versus Caucasian versus Asian versus Hispanic, Black people are the low, probably one, I don't know, I don't have a stat up on me, but probably one of the lowest amounts of homeowners of the bunch. So how are you giving us a Lift Act for people? It's almost like saying, like, for instance, Joe Biden said he was gonna forgive student loans. I'm all like, all right, cool, at least we get one good thing out of it. That fool went and forgave student loans at private schools. How many of us go to private schools? You get it? This doesn't make sense. Let me get her off of here. Let her finish so we can get her off of here. This is the part where she gets upset because she realized she sounds stupid. Check it out.
Because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country. Right?
Wrong, ma'am. Ma'am, get your ass off of here, please. Let me just say this, you guys. You know, when you catch somebody in their BS, they tend to get upset. They experience some type of emotion. All I got from that is dodgeball. Look, screw it, girl. I'm not doing nothing just for Black people. It's gonna be for everybody, but it ain't gonna be for Black people. Yet that wasn't the same when we signed the Stop Asian Hate bill. Or that's not the same when all these migrants coming into Chicago, New York, and all these other places using the tax money to fund them hotels, motels, and Holiday Inns. Can your Black ass run up to the migrant crisis place and say, hey, I need a place to stay too? I employ somebody from Chicago and New York. Take your ass down there by the migrant hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, and see if they will offer you a room for that night, and let them know you homeless and you need a place to stay. And I guarantee you, as sure as I got a nose on my face, them people gonna say, go sit your ugly ass. They're gonna say, go lay down. That's what they're gonna say. Ma'am, go lay down. So the point of it all is, she's sitting up here saying she's not going to do anything that's going to directly benefit Black people. It'll benefit all people. Whereas on the flip side, Black people, and this ain't about politics. This is just going into what we're going to. This ain't about politics, but she's saying all of that to say, okay, yeah, girl, no, it's not going to just benefit y'all. But when it comes to everybody else, they got stuff specifically to benefit them. I wonder why. Now, we could go into a whole lot of stuff. We can go into a whole lot of stuff that I ain't got time to go into because we got to get into this interview. But let me say this and let me be clear. Black people who running around hollering for reparations, if you don't go back to the drawing board and figure out something else, this generation, the next generation, the next generation, the next generation, and the next generation gonna be doing the same over and over again. How they say insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Y'all go follow them people over there on YouTube and all of that, have y'all marching down there for nothing. They know the people who leading y'all down there know y'all ain't gonna get no reparations. I ain't gonna say no names. They know you ain't getting no reparations. They just taking your money. But, you know, if that's what y'all want to do, FBA, ADOS, whatever, if that's what y'all want to do, girl, bye. It's fine. Moving on. Thank you for the super chat, Azure TV. Where she picked up that fake Southern accent. Her dad Jamaican, her mama Indian from India, and she lives in California. Something not adding up. Well, you know, thank you. I'm so glad you brought that up, Azure TV, because where was these antennas when she was around there? Because see, I did this research when Joe Biden announced it. I was at the time saying why he don't have Stacey Abrams. She the one boots to the ground putting in work, but. You know, she was a lesbian. She was a butch black woman. She was an auntie black woman. You know what I'm saying? So he would never have a black woman who have their own mind up there. Girl, please. So anyway, when I did my research on her and I got cussed out on Facebook because I said, wait a minute, hold on, skirt. She had locked up more black and colored and Hispanic men in the state of California for marijuana than any other person at the time. I said, but then she goes on her press tour and said, oh, yeah, I used to listen to Tupac and smoke my little marijuana. And I said, listen, this wasn't the worst of it. You know what was the worst of it? Because I expect a snake to be a snake, a dog to be a dog, a politician to be a politician. You know what bothered me the most? The amount of people with skin like mine, family included, tried to drag me through the ground, baby. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Oh, you just don't like black women. Girl, I had to get a mirror to see what they was talking about. You not pro-black, you anti-black woman. My black ass? If I'm anti-black woman, girl. But yeah, me trying to help them Negroes out. And listen, I checked back in with them about 2-3 years in, and now they don't want to talk. Y'all gonna make the same mistakes over this year because y'all dumb. Y'all also busy worried about who not to vote for. Y'all voting for the wrong person. You see what I'm saying? But this ain't about politics. Let's move on. So now up to Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie goes on what do you call it? Zoom on the show. Now, first of all, again, y'all know I think I have foresight and I think far ahead, and I got 2 ears. No, I got 3 ears, 3 eyes, and 2 brains. So I got the ones God gave me that I could touch, and then I got another ear that lets me hear things that the average person don't hear. And then I got 2 eyes that God gave me to see, but then I got foresight that I can't really touch. You know what I'm saying? And then I got 2 brains. I got my reality show, cuss a bitch out, wooty wham wham brain. And then I got my brain that actually looks at the world for what it is. It helps me conceptualize, hey girl, this world is effed up. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen her on Zoom, the first thing I said, you guys, was I was like, first of all, bitch, where you been? First of all, we ain't seen high lower your ass since you came up there and cut Charlemagne the God out. Y'all remember she cut Charlemagne out? I said, then Queen Revolution said, at Voodoo, the families are gone, LOL. Can't save them if we wanted to, LOL, all our families. You ain't lying. You ain't said a lie. I'm going to stop you when you start lying. You ain't lied yet. But I'm saying that to say, I was like, why? First of all, bitch, where you been? Secondly, why is you on Married to Medicine? Then I thought about it. What's the #1 show on Bravo right now? What's the #1 show on Bravo right now? Married to Medicine. People ain't watching TV to watch the news and stuff. They're getting that on their doggone phones. So the people who are tuning into TV is tuning into reality TV. It's like a comic relief from real world. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to go and do campaigning, why not go on the #1 show that's popping right now? Because Sweet Tea and Quad and them getting into it. You get it? And then I said, well, why not Dr. Simone? I said, oh, because see, Dr. Simone, they literally gave, I don't know if y'all seen the show. Dr. Jackie literally had a script, like on paper. Like I cannot venture away from the script. See, the way Dr. Simone set up, Dr. Simone forgot about the script and said, well, ma'am, this don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, and not to mention, Dr. Jackie is AKA Skiwi. Sure is. So is what's that lady name? Kamala Harris. And allegedly, possibly a part of the black booty. So it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, she follows her script, and I'm just sitting here saying, this lady really playing in y'all face. And I know she not black. I knew she wasn't black when she ran because I did research on it. It didn't take me but 10 minutes, 15 minutes to see who this lady was. But see, black American people, I need all black American people, stand up, put a 1 in the chat if you are ADOS, FBA, or whatever, indigenous, whatever nigga you claim, or you whatever black. If you ain't got a immigrant parent from the last 3 generations, and as far as 2 to 3 generations back, you could trace your family back to America. Put a 1 in the chat, please, because y'all the ones I need to talk to. Y'all are the ones I need to talk to. I don't need to talk to nobody else. Just these people. If you can trace your family back to America 2 to 3 generations, put a 1 in the chat, because I'm about to tell you something that nobody ever told y'all. Because see, the church lied to you. The school lied to you. Your mama lied to you because she was lied to. Your daddy lied to you because he was lied to. Your grandma, everybody been lied to, so everybody just spreading lies. Let me tell y'all something. Black American, meaning like if your grandmother or great-grandmother is from America, you FBA. It's only 3 generations. So you FBA, ADOS, indigenous, Indian, I don't care what you call yourself. That's who you is. You black American. For the purpose of this conversation, let's call us black Americans. Listen, Lindas, and listen, Leonards. There are a multitude of black people on the face of this earth. I'm gonna say it again. There's a multitude of black people on the face of this earth, as there is a multitude of clear people on the face of this earth. You got your Italians. You got your other Europeans. You got the clear Hispanics. You got the clear Asians. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they got black people all over the world. You know that, right? We're not just here and in Africa. Somehow we got lost in that sauce. But anyway, black people from America, you and the Jamaican, you and the African, you and the Hawaiian, you and the South American, you and all of these other black people in the so-called diaspora, you're not the same. And that's okay. Actually, if I had to pick to be somebody in the diaspora, I'd pick to be me. Before I understood who I am and where I'm from, I used to want to be from Africa, not because I was African, but because I felt like at least they know who they are. But see, we are the only group of people on the face of this earth. Just us. I can't talk about the Caribbeans. If you Caribbean, let me know. I don't know. But I'm talking about America. We the only group of black people on the face of this earth that taught we all the same. We are not the same. We ain't the same, fat. We different. So when they put a scammer in front of us, all we see is this, and we assume she's one of us. You know who else they put in front of our duck ass? Barack Obama. Put him in front of us. My stupid ass was out there too. The first black president. I ain't even have a son. My son gonna have a chance. I wasn't even trying to get pregnant. My son gonna have a chance. That Negro ain't black American. He's Nigerian and European. Okay? Born allegedly in Hawaii. So that's how they was able to sneak these people in to play with y'all, right? So see, y'all, and then if I say something bad about it, you tearing down a black woman. Well, call me Mr. Tear Down, girl. I don't care. They ain't my black. And it's nothing wrong with that. Because guess what? Carry your ass over to Africa and say we all the same and watch them people drag you. Carry your ass over to Jamaica and say we all the same and watch them people drag you. Don't they do it every 4 years for the Olympics? Oh, we separate heavy for the Olympics when the blacks running against the Jamaicans, the black Americans. Anyways, all skin folk and kinfolk, your old people used to say that for a reason. Stop looking at people's skin color and assuming, number one, they're you. And number two, even if they are you, Dr. Jackie, they have your best interest at heart because they don't. Let's move on. So where was I? Oh, let's go to Dr. Jackie and Kamala Harris. And I call her Scamala, and I got that from I got that from Judge Joe Brown because I realized how she scammed all of us. And she did. She literally scammed us all. Well, not me, because I already knew when I did my research, she wasn't who she said she was. But, you know, for the purposes of this, you know, I'll just say, you know, she fooled us. Because I was the one trying to warn the people saying, no, y'all, this ain't the one. And they dragged me like a dog, child. Dragged me by my braids, girl. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't think I was going to make it, y'all. But here I am. Here's as am. All right. Let's get into this. We don't need to listen. It wasn't that long. Let's get into this. I'm going to share my screen. Mind you, remember I told you guys, keep in mind that she said she's not doing anything that will directly benefit Black people. Anything that she does will benefit all people. That's what she said. I didn't say it. Kamala said that. We just played it. If you didn't hear it, rewind back and come back to the front. Now, she's having a conversation with Dr. Jackie on Black maternal health crisis that specifically affect Black women disproportionately more than any other race. Hispanics right under us, but more than any other race of women. And now all of a sudden you have a remedy that really ain't a remedy. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a blicky wound or something. Take a look at what she said.
In one of the wealthiest countries in the world, the United States of America, we have the highest rates of maternal mortality. That Black women in our country in this era are 3 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth. I think it's inexcusable.
It certainly shouldn't be that way. And what I really want us to do is just make sure we are talking about it.
We have been fighting for states to expand Medicaid coverage. We need all the states to sign on, and we need to let moms know that.
Keep that in mind. Put a pin in that. She said they expanded Medicaid coverage. As of December 2023, 42 states have extended postpartum Medicaid coverage to 1 year. I think when I had my baby, it was 3 months. I think after 3 months, your ass is done. So now they're saying to 1 year. Mind you, the problem, let's look at the problem. The problem is Black women aren't believed in the hospitals and they're basically unalived because of it. Her remedy is putting a Band-Aid on a blicky wound. She said, well, I'm going to just extend healthcare coverage. Girl, people with Medicaid get the worst healthcare. What are you talking about? People with Medicaid get treated the worst. I don't care for what it is. You can go in there with, you done broke your leg. They treat us the worst. Well, I'm not on Medicaid, but you know what I mean? So how does this help the problem? Dr. Jackie know what the problem is. She know what the problem is. But they all left with the dog and pony show because they know most Black people ain't going to look at it that deep. They just going to see that a conversation is being had, something has been done, and then boom, this got to be work. They got to be working toward a solution. They're not. Let me let her finish, and then we're going to get into some things. Because this really made me mad. And that's when I was like, and I don't know if y'all follow me on Twitter. I got a post going viral. I said, girl, F Kamala Harris. Sure did.
They're actually entitled to Medicaid coverage for up to 12 months of postpartum care. And that's one of the things that we need to get the word out. We also set up a hotline for mothers to have support in terms of emotional and mental health. So I'll give you that number, and let's make sure we get that out also. It's 1-833-TLC-MAMA.
And I'm going to be posting it and shouting it to the hills.
Yeah.
So that moms know that we support them, that we want to make this better.
Let us all work together, and I know we will make a difference.
Girl, y'all ever had somebody play in y'all face? I don't know. For me, like I said, 2 things that are really sending me overboard: lying to me and expecting me to believe the lie and getting upset because I don't believe. Oh no, lying to me and I know you lying, and then you continuing on as if I don't know you lying. That's number 1 for me, pet peeve. Number 2 is somebody playing in my face. Ma'am, you playing in my face. You and Dr. Jackie, the ski-weeks, y'all playing in my face. Exactly, Kiki. She said they think we stupid. You guys, make sure y'all let the most current part of the video. Y'all don't want to miss the trivia. So that's what made me so mad with this whole situation with her and Dr. Jackie, because as a healthcare professional and OBGYN for 20 plus years, Dr. Jackie knows exactly what Black women need. If Dr. Jackie really cared about Black women, that conversation would have went completely different, or she wouldn't have had it at all, because she would have known this is not going to help my patients, because I care about my patients. I love my people. But see, that ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Rochelle, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, dog, thank you for your research, wisdom, and teaching those, myself included, who really wanted to learn about the important subjects that you will talk about on your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, y'all. Rochelle White, I'm sorry, has sponsored the doggone stream tonight, girl. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you so much. But you guys, this is what I'm saying. As a healthcare professional, Dr. Jackie knows that that's not going to help us. She sees the people going through it more than anybody because she's a physician. And Kamala Harris knows that it's not going to help us, but Kamala Harris don't care. Kamala Harris is there just to show face, do the dog and pony show. So here come next year, y'all can run down there in y'all chucks and pearls again. That's the roll call. And she gonna do that. She gonna put the chucks in pearls. What the sign they be doing? Like, what the sign be? Or whatever they be doing. And then all the hoes gonna be in the back going, and then everybody gonna be down there at the polls and they chucks and pearls like they was the last 4 years, marching. And all the deltas, the zetas, the betas, the vedas, all of the adas, they all gonna be up there. You see what I'm saying? And it's wash, rinse, repeat every 4 freaking years. Oh, catch her in church too. She gonna probably be down there by TD. If he not canceled by then, she gonna go down there by TD. Her and Joe, if he make it, they're gonna be down there over there by TD. They're gonna be by Joel Esteem. They definitely gonna go. All the big preachers. Creflo, they might pull up over there. Y'all get y'all tickets, because you know they sell tickets when it be that type of stuff. Get your tickets to the show, because that's what it's gonna be. The pastor is selling your vote to the people. Okay, so get your tickets. I don't know if they're gonna be on Ticketmaster or not. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're gonna be on Ticketmaster, but just in case, keep your ears to the street and your feet on the concrete, because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's move on. So I personally was, I was emotional, like Carl Thomas. I'm emotional. I was emotional. I said, I can't believe this bitch planning out things. Dr. Jackie been out. You rode under the radar for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot, you know what I'm saying, how dirty you was, bitch. But now you done just resurfaced, bitch. I'm about to drag it. And then drag her on the video. So here we are, Black women. Let me talk to you, Black women, Black people, period. Because it ain't just women. Men are losing their wives. Men are losing their daughters. Everybody needs to be educated on this, but specifically Black women. Black women. Dr. Jackie is around here saying that we need to advocate for our health. We need to be our biggest advocate. If we are not our biggest advocate, then it won't make a change. That's the reality. That's what Dr. Jackie said. What's real is you can be goddamn Al Sharpton type of advocate for your health. If you are dealing with a physician who purposely don't want to believe that you are in pain, or just really don't give 2 F's, nothing is going to change. So no matter how much you advocate for you, it does not matter. It does not matter, because you know why? If the doctor who has in this situation, the doctor is the God MC in this situation. In this situation, the doctor is the God MC. If the doctor sees fit to not believe that you need help, guess what? Your ass ain't gonna get no help. You got to know that part. So Black women, disregard Dr. Jackie saying be your best health advocate. That ain't gonna work. Y'all need to do something different. Educate yourself and come up out of them hospitals. This is where I'm advocating from. We're going to talk about why Black women are unalive. We're going to talk about the history of Black women giving birth. And we're going to talk about what's the third thing we're gonna talk about? Coming up out of them hospitals. That's what we're gonna, because as long as it's almost like going, let's say I get off of crack. Let's say right now I used to be a crackhead, I get off crack, and I go to rehab and I'm doing good. They let me out, but when I go back home, it's a crack house. How long y'all think I'm gonna stay sober? 10 seconds if I'm lucky. We are going back to the crack house. That's what we're doing. When we go carry our ass up to the hospitals, we're going back into the crack house. Now, this is not easier. It's easier said than done. However, you guys, this is something that we need to deal with. Thank you for the super chat, Katori Freeman. I bang with you even when I don't agree. I still love you because you stand on business and can't be moved. Oh, thank you. And listen, I love that you still here and we don't agree sometimes. That's life. I don't agree with a whole lot of people, girl. Like, listen, I'm friends with, not friends, but I go on content creators channels that I disagree with the whole panel, but I still be there because I like to hear differences. So thank you so much for sticking with me, Katori. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I got another super chat. Rochelle, did you mean to send this? Did you mean to send this one too? Thank you so much for the super chat. Again, another $100. Listen, man, Rochelle is blessing the chat, man. Rochelle sponsoring these kids today. Shoot, quiet as it's kept. It says, keep this for yourself because I know you'll probably use the others to bless someone else. Look, I was just ready to give it away too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Rochelle. Oh my God, you are blessing me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, because I was going to give it all back. I ain't going to lie. That's just how my brain works. But anyway, you guys, let's get into the situation. So boom. Black women, do not advocate for yourself. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna give you my little story. When I had my baby at 19 years old, which is why I have very little sympathy for the 23-year-old Krishan Rockhead. Oh, mind you, remember I told you I couldn't remember that lyric from that song from Lauryn Hill. I figured it out as soon as I got off the live. The lyric goes, and this is off subject, but I want you guys to hear this. The lyric goes, because what you give is just what you get. She says, I know it hasn't hit you yet. Now, I don't mean to get you upset, but every cause has an effect. Now, she was speaking about the time in the music. When she dropped Miss Education and Lauryn Hill, she was speaking about how, like, yeah, y'all just trying to go chart and get this money, but, like, you don't understand the long-term effects of this. Every cause has an effect. You know what I mean? So I just want to throw that out there. But anyway, you guys, again, thank you so much for the super chat, Rochelle. I appreciate you so, so much. Before we get into the history, let's discover the rates of Black women being unalive. Let's start there first, because I believe that is very important that we know that. Where's my tab? Oh, right here. Is this the tab? Oh, it ain't the tab. Where's my tab? Hold on, y'all. Let me find my tab. I just had. Oh, here we go. All right, here's the tab. All right. So let's get into the rate in which Black women are experiencing unaliving at the hands of the doctors and the hospitals. Because that's, if we got to be candid and coy, not coy, if we going to just be straight up and frank and Frankisha, that's what it is. These doctors is playing with y'all. They playing with us. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's get into, let me scroll up. Let me see. Let's go into this one. All right. Click on the link. Okay, you guys, like I told you on all my educational Fridays, I'm never going to use a .com site, because for the most part, I try to use official sites that have to go through research and all that stuff before they can put the information out, because like a .com site or all these other sites, you can put in, I can make a .com site and put some stuff out. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. You guys, make sure y'all are up at the most current part of the video for when I do the doggone the giveaways. So look, I'm going to share my screen. This is from, let me see. I forgot where it's from. Let me go look at it. Hold on, y'all. It is a .org site. I just can't remember which one. I got so many. This is from, I can't see shit. PRB.org. It says maternal unaliving amongst U.S. Black women. Now, this is very important, because this stat, I'm gonna break it down. Thank God, in my college, in my psychology degree, part of that was research, so I know how to decipher research, and then I also know how to interpret it, and I know how to misinterpret it. That's why when it takes me back to when Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. That is a lie. Numbers lie more than the people. I'm telling you what I know. Why you think they got so many red pill content creators saying black men are the most active men of all men? Numbers lie all the time. Don't never let nobody tell you numbers don't lie. They lying. That numbers lie more than anything. So anyway, we are going to get into this article. I got a couple videos I want to show y'all too about some things, but let's get into this first. All right, this is as of March 2023. When you're doing research, it's very, unless you're looking into history, it's very, well, unless you're looking into what was going on in history at that time, it is very recommended that you look for articles that are more up to date, the most current articles, because the most current articles are going to be what shows you the most current information, right? Thank you so much for the super chat, ECI Bags. Yes, I finally caught it live. You're my new favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. Come on in, chat. Come on in. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's get into it. So, U.S. Black women are 3 times more likely to unalive in pregnancy or postpartum than clear women. This is what they said. It says in the United States, non-Hispanic Black women are 3.5 times more likely to unalive during pregnancy or shortly after childbirth. Mind you, this is big. Look at listen lenders and listen lenders. You see that part? Listen, let me get back up here. Because see, I need to see y'all. Y'all need to see my face. Listen to what I'm saying. Scamala and Dr. Jackie just said, to help combat the crisis, we're going to extend Medicaid to people from 3 months to 12. They said it. I didn't say it. They said that's going to help. But when you read from prb.org, got somebody in here from Twitch, what's going on, Sugar Hill? What's going on? But look, this is why I say this is BS. But when you do actual research, it says in the United States, non-Hispanic Black women, you know what non-Hispanic Black women are? That's just Black women who don't claim Hispanics, because they are Black Hispanics. They got Afro-Latinas. Amara Ladummy would be a Black Hispanic. So when they say non-Hispanic Blacks, they mean us. Women were 3.5 times more likely to unalive during pregnancy, or shortly after childbirth. Why is this important, you guys? Why is this important? And I'm going to get it back up here. Why is this important? Because if Scamala said she was going to help us, then why on God's green earth wouldn't she do something to help us during the time that they said we needed the most? During pregnancy and or right shortly after. But no. They didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say they playing in y'all face. They playing in y'all face. Now let's go back into it. So now it also says that non-Hispanic clear women in 2016 and 2017. Non-Hispanic clear women is just Caucasian women. That's all it is. See, they use words for gumbo. I call it gumbo words. This is a whole bunch of stuff in a pot. Girl, just say, get to the point, say what you got to say. For Black women, Black American women and white women, just say that. What is you talking about? Anyway, ending Black maternal mortality in America involves addressing structural racism. Even the article says it ain't got nothing to do with Medicaid. They said we need to address structural racism, which is what Dr. Jackie exudes. Goes on and says that is those aspects of social, political, economic, and health care systems. See, that's the big part right there. Because see, we talking about Black maternal rates. That healthcare part, that's the big part. That's where Dr. Jackie at over there at the hospital, over there checking cervixes and all of that, so she can make her little coin. You know what I'm saying? That reinforce inequity, that means uneven or not equal. Researchers say, so they say, researchers say, you need to address the doggone political, social, economic, and healthcare systems. That's the only way we can figure this out, because it's a structural racism thing. I broke this down in one of my videos. Okay, now, We don't need to read all of it, but let's get into what they say. What they say is the number one reason. They say cardiovascular disorders like preeclampsia are far more likely to unalive Black women. Preeclampsia, if you guys don't know what preeclampsia is when your body gets a rejecting, and I'm not a medical professional, so I'm just paraphrasing, but you ever seen the women start to shaking and all of that stuff and having bad reactions after a pregnancy? That's what the preeclampsia signs are or symptoms are. Then it says Black-white disparities in maternal death are concentrated amongst a few causes. Research shows, and it says see figure. We don't need to see the figure. Black women were 5 times more likely to unalive from postpartum cardiomyopathy, a form of heart failure, and preeclampsia and eclampsia, blood pressure disorders than white women in 2016 and 2017 data. Pregnant and postpartum Black women are also more than 2 times more likely than white women to die of hemorrhage, severe bleeding, or embolism, blood vessel blockage. Y'all following already? So they're saying in that first paragraph, they say that the disparities are huge. And they say this because typically a lot of Black women are getting postpartum cardiomyopathy, which is heart conditions, and then preeclampsia and eclampsia, blood pressure and preeclampsia. Okay, then it also says that Black women are more than 2 times likely than white women to unalive from hemorrhage. Now, this is the big one. Black women are not believed when they are in pain. So if you are hemorrhaging and you telling your doctor or your nurse, hey, help me, I'm in pain, and Dr. Jackie saying, I don't know if you're just trying to call off from work. Are you trying to extend your maternity leave? Wouldn't that directly lead to unaliving? Let's move on. I like graphs. There's a pretty little graph right here to show, just in case words don't really hit you like that and you're a visual like me, they show you a picture. Now, the total number of women who are affected by this right here, it looks like I want to say it's between 4 and 6. So I want to say between 4 and 6 women, or 4 and 600. Let me scroll down and see how this graph is. Hold on. So it's between 4 and 6. So they say about 5. Now, non-Hispanic white women, which is clear women, they are between 2 and 4. Hispanics are up to 4. But look how far Black women is. See, they say non-Hispanic Black. That just means Black. Look how far Black women is. The total is between 4 and 6. The clear is one's between 2 and 4. One is a little over 4. Look how far beyond we are than them. And let me say this. I don't want nobody to say Black women is your diet because y'all eat wrong. Cap. Have y'all seen the Hispanics menu? I love me a good Mexican food, a good not Colombian, a good I love me some good Hispanic food. So I know if we eating bad, they eating bad just like us, okay? So okay. Let's move on. So now that we know that, let me see if I want to read this. Okay, yeah, this is important. Because remember, Scamala said she want to extend up to 12 months because she said this is going to help. The note says maternal unalives include those during pregnancy and up to 42 days postpartum. Now think about it, you guys. If we already get, and again, I haven't had a baby in a long time, but when I had one in 2002, they gave you 3 months on Medicaid before you get kicked off. Now, if the time frame in which this is affecting most people is during pregnancy and up to 42 days postpartum, how does extending Medicaid help us? It doesn't. You get it? For Hispanic women, the values of preeclampsia and eclampsia, obstetric hemorrhage, I'm sorry, I don't know these words, postpartum and cardiomyopathy and other complications of surgery and procedures are not statistically reliable based on 10 to 19 unalives in the numerator. So they saying and complications of surgery are not statistically reliable. So they don't want to include the surgical procedures and all of that. Listen, I'm going to come up off of here because we need to move on. I don't want to be up here all night. I'm going to come up off of here. We have already debunked in the first 15, 20 minutes of the study that what Dr. Jackie and Kamala Harris got up there and talked about does nothing for Black people. listen to me. What Dr. Jackie and what Kamala Harris just said, we just debunked it in one article. It does nothing for Black people, but I got more. Stand by. So now that we know that it's all a bunch of kibbity cap, let's get into, where's my tab? I keep losing my tab. Okay, here we go. Let's get into something else that we need to understand. All right. Before we get into that, let's get into the medical exploitation of Black people in America. Let's start there first. Let's start there second. I'm sorry. Let's get into this, you guys. Now, mind you, we've already covered that Black women are disproportionately suffering from not medical exploitation, but from unaliving it by the hands of medical experts, your Dr. Jackies and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get into how we've always been exploited in history. This is historic. We're going to talk about our great sister, Miss Henrietta Lacks. Okay? You guys, if you don't know about her, let me know. You'll learn about it right now. But please hit the like button. Thank you, Diva Kiki. Diva Kiki said, y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. It's free. Let the people know we over here. A lot of Black women need this information. So let's get into Miss Henrietta Lacks, okay? Okay. This is by The Conversation. This is a .com site. And the reason I wasn't really too freakish about this is because we're just going over history, okay? And I'm talking about of a person. So look, it says medical exploitation of Black people in America goes far beyond the cells stolen from Henrietta Lacks that produce modern day miracles. All right, we're going to get into who she was. All right. In a case that revealed the exploitation of a Black woman beginning in the 1950s and extended for 70 years, Thermo Fisher Scientific Inc. settled a lawsuit that the estate of Henrietta Lacks had filed against the biotech firm for its role in what the lawsuit called a racially unjust medical system. In 1951, Lacks was diagnosed with cervical cancer at St. Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, and one of the only hospitals in the area that would even treat Black Americans or African Americans at the time. During her treatment, a sample of her cancer cells was taken without her knowledge or consent. In the lawsuit, Fisher was accused of unjust enrichment and illegally profiting from Lacks' genetic material. Mind you, do y'all know what they do with y'all afterbirth, with y'all water bag? That's what we call it in New Orleans. Y'all know what they do with the water bag when y'all leave? When y'all don't, because you know you can request to get your afterbirth. You can request to get that. I don't care if you throw it in the trash. You can request to get it. Stop leaving it over there, okay? Because that's where all of this is at. This is where the cure to the world, Craig, not the city, bitch, not the country, hoe. The city, the cure to the world is in that doggone sack, okay? Ask them people for your stuff. Put it in the freezer. I don't know what you're going to do with it. Do something with it, but don't leave it up there at the hospital. Legally, they cannot tell you they can't take it or that you can't take it. Get your shit. Get your shit. You see what I'm saying? Out of that hospital. Because, see, that's another thing. Anyway, Black suffering has fueled innumerable medical progress and profit without just compensation or recognition, the lawsuit said. Henrietta Lacks cells, known as HeLa cells, have had a profound impact on medical science since they were first taken from Lacks in 1951. We are in 2023. 72, I'm bad on math, 72 years ago, they still using their lady cells. Those cells have contributed to the development of polio vaccine, research into cancer, studies of the effects of radiation and toxic substances, gene mapping, and countless of other scientific pursuits. Are y'all following me? Are you guys following me? I need y'all to follow me. My aunt is in the chat dropping gems. She said you can bury your placenta, that's what it's called, in your garden. Take it home. Do not leave it there. You do not need to, because guess what they're going to do? Make so much money off of it, profit off of it, and it ain't going to be on people that look like you. You get it? All right. Oh, yeah, Hood Hacks TV makeup products too. Yes, ma'am. The gold mine effect said, and stop letting them folks take your womb. They're giving it to y'all see it. Moving on, because that's another elective surgery a lot of us getting. And I get it. I be wanting to give mine away too, sisters. But no, don't do it. If you don't have to medically, do not do it. All right. Girl, this is a lot. Now, we done went over Henrietta Lacks. I want to show y'all something else. Because we going to get it too. We going to get to the business, okay? We going to get to the business. And I'm going to show you why. I think I had one more other article. I thought I had one more. We did that one. We did that one. All right. Let's get into why Black women are more likely to unalive in America. America. Let me share my screen. Now, here's another article, and this is from AP.com, projectapnews.com. I'm giving y'all the sources, so if you guys want to go back and research some of this stuff, because I can't read it all, but I can read the important parts. But if you guys want to go back and research some of this stuff, don't even listen to what I'm saying, even if I'm pulling it up. Do your own research. Don't take nothing nobody say on this YouTube thing 100%. Lock, stock, and barrel. I love me some Dane Calloway. I live for his channel. I ain't gonna hold you. And that brother is dope. But even still, when I get off of them, I still be going to look at some stuff my damn self. Stop depending on people to give you the information. Go do it. Takes 5 minutes. I promise y'all, it don't take long. Okay. Research yourself is what I'm saying. It says, why do so many Black women unalive in pregnancy? One reason, doctors don't take them seriously. Dr. Jackie. You get it? Are y'all following yet? Dr. Jackie. All right, it says this story is part 1 of AP series examining the health disparities experienced by Black Americans across a lifetime. Now, it's Birmingham, Alabama. Angela Lyons knew it was dangerous for Black women to give birth in America. As a public health instructor, she taught college students about racial health disparities, including the fact that Black women in the U.S. are nearly 3 times more likely to unalive during pregnancy or delivery than any other race. Her home state of Alabama was the 3rd highest maternal mortality rate in the nation. And you know why that makes so much sense? Number 1, Tuskegee. That's a whole thing. That's a Tuskegee experiment. Y'all don't understand the way the people operate. The way they operate is they do everything strategically. Ain't nothing coincidence. And then 2, a lot of women in Alabama, Black women in Alabama, may not be the most educated on a lot of things. So it's easy target, if it makes sense. So in 2019, it nearly happened to her. She said it should have been a joyous first pregnancy, and it quickly turned into a nightmare when she began to suffer debilitating stomach pain. I'm sorry, y'all. Her pleas for help was shrugged off. She said, and she was repeatedly sent home from the hospital. Doctors and nurses told her she was suffering from as her abdominal pain worsened, and she began to vomit bile. She was throwing up her feces, you guys. She told the doctors, I'm in pain, and they said, oh, girl, it's normal, Dr. Jackie. And this lady literally started throwing up her feces. Are y'all following me yet? I need y'all to follow me, camera. In my Messy Maya voice. I need y'all to follow me, camera. She started throwing up her own feces. That's big. That's huge. It goes on and says, Angelica says she wasn't taken seriously until a searing pain rocketed through her body and her baby's heart rate plummeted. Why is this important? Let me get up here. So we're going to get back to her in 2 seconds. I pay attention to every single person that ever commented their experience under any of these conversations about Black women in the maternal health crisis. I've read them all. I don't care if I don't respond. I've read them all because I'm taking mental data. And you know what I was saying in my head? Damn, everybody rushed into a C-section, emergency C-section, mind you, because the baby heart rate is dropping. Then I went back 21 years ago when I was laid up in the hospital on my back when I should have been standing up or on my knees, or on fours, but we're not gonna go there yet. I said, I remember I was in labor and them people prepped me and everything to go into labor. I said, well, how is it that everybody is getting emergency C-sections? You feel what I'm saying? How is it that we all having the same issues? Could it be that we're telling these people things are going on and they not paying attention on purpose so that can happen and then they rush you under the knife? Possibly. Or could it be they just don't give a damn and they say, oh, I can make money off of this shit. Let's put it under the knife. I said no one ever confirmed a baby heart rate dropping. Exactly. All we, and especially a regular patient, we don't know. Matter of fact, let me drop the link for you so you can start just saying. I'm dropping the link for my eye, y'all, only for my eye. And no salt. No salt. Come up here too. No salt in my eye. Come up here. I'm dropping the link just for them. Then we'll have everybody else come up because I want to get through this. This is for my eye and no salt. I need y'all up here if you can. All right. But like she said, no one has ever been able to confirm this stuff. But all we know is all of us are having the exact same experiences, including celebrities. Serena Williams, Beyonce, the Beyonce. Yes, the Beyonce. Okay. Let's get into it. All right. So Jay-Z of the book world said, dog, bile isn't feces. It's a horrible experience. What is bile? I thought it was feces.
Let me know when I'm in.
You in, boo?
All righty. First things first. The body does not work against gravity. The body works with gravity.
Right.
No woman, and I mean, I'm just gonna go back to what we stated the other day. If you look at all Egyptian depictions where we came from, the higher ups, there are no pictures of women laying down giving birth. Reason number one, that baby kicks off your heart. What does that do? Send your heart into distress. Your heart begins to fight against the labor. Now there's a fight going on. A baby trying to exit and a heart trying to calm itself. Two, there is a condition that's hardly ever spoken of called hyperemesis gravidundum, and I believe it is closely related to postpartum depression. I don't know whether it's the estrogen or progesterone, whichever one of those hormones that disrupts the pregnancy. There's an issue with women who suffer gravely with hyperemesis gravidundum their entire pregnancy, and as a result, they become almost manic depressive. And then when they have their baby, because their hormone level has been in a depressive state for so long, it remains there. Now they're diagnosed with postpartum depression, when in fact, there's a correlation between the two. But I think after labor and delivery, mental health stimulation is definitely needed. It's definitely a fact that a woman has a baby and she does not feel like herself. One being, and this is a natural feeling, she just gave up 95% of herself to bring forth a baby. Second of all, depending on the number of children you have in our culture, we're so prone to get up and go. Nobody's caring for the baby. I mean, the mother while she's nurturing that baby. And if you go back to West Indian cultures, and if the child is born in America, that baby is immediately sent back home. Why? Yeah. Because that mother needs time to reset. Postpartum depression is related to hormones, and hormones are related to hyperemesis gravidundum. And as a result, it weakens all the freaking organs. I'm not no specialist, but as a womb wellness coach, I study the woman's body, the reproductive system per se. I am a surgical tech, graduated 12 years ago. I worked in the capacity of a surgical tech. I purposely avoid giving birth. If I have to be on a team that's doing a C-section, then count me in. But put me in a natural setting. You want to know why? Because I'm going to tell that lady, you've been in labor already 3 hours. On the 4th hour, the doctor's ready to go. On 4 hours and 45 minutes, he's going to tell you your baby's heart is in distress. On the 5th hour, he's going to tell you we need to do a surgical emergency C-section. There is no such thing as an emergency C-section. We don't know what goes on in that morning conference when they gather, but I believe they say, this is just my thoughts, 5 C-sections. We need to diagnose 4 cancer patients. We need to diagnose 8 cases of diabetes. We need to diagnose 4 cases of amputees. We need to take some eyes. I believe all of this happens in their rounding. I don't care what nobody say. I work in Western medicine, and they don't like my belief system. They don't like the fact that I stand on business. I will go and whisper to that young lady, listen to me. You're going to get up on all four, and you're going to wrap your arms around my neck, and we're going to bear down together. These doctors will walk in and tell you, come here, can I speak to you? You can speak to me right here, because I spoke with this young lady and I asked her, was she comfortable? And she told me her labor was not progressing on her back. She's not willing to walk, so I'm gonna help her through this crisis. Now you can stand there as a witness, but in no history of childbirth has a baby ever died or been mutilated, given birth in this manner. A baby should not be born laying on a woman's back. And I've advocated every single time. I have 3 children. They're 10 years apart. My oldest is 29. My middle is 19. My baby is 10. Each time I laid on that bed, I told them, we're going to go through this process of labor. But when I feel this baby crowning, when I am 85% effaced, I'm getting up. Take your monitor off. Take your heart being off. Because nobody can definitively show me when a baby heart rates drop. How do you know when a baby is living in water, gestational fluid for 9 months, heart rate never dropped? They are trained to breathe in that. Come on, the baby is the safest thing laying and going through the labor process. A mother on her back giving birth is in grave danger. Yeah. And I mean, I don't mean to be, but I'm passionate. Voodoo, I was I'm when you were talking about the healer cells. It's important that we make right with our womb. And I want to encourage every woman, if you can, get you a pillow. You sit in front of a mirror, stark naked. You go into this moment as you came into this world, and you apologize to your womb for what we did not know. They did not tell us how sacred it is. They did not tell us that our yoni is the center of life, and we don't need nothing more than heat to cure. There is no such thing. These women having hysterectomies because they have fibroids. Listen, Miss Voodoo, Sister Voodoo, if you would, put my information in the chat. I am a certified womb wellness coach, educated in the Western medicine in regards to surgery, but I've never, as I said, I'm 12 years of surgical tech. I'm not standing in on no C-section. Unless you can show me. Now, I have a few Black conscious members on my team that believe what I believe, but the clear people will try to get you for insubordination. I'm not doing insubordination. I'm going down to the blood bank and I'm going to go bring up some blood. I'm not doing that, because 9 times out of 10, that's the sister that came in at 7. It's now 11 and they on go time. Right. Give her a chance to crown. Let her know she has other options. Get her up off her back for y'all's sake. And I mean, a lot of it, a lot of the maternal mortality breakdown starts in the labor process. Yeah. It starts in the labor process. There's a movie called Aftershock. And this documentary is about a woman, I believe her name is Shamani. And she had a perfectly normal labor. Her and her partner were expecting. They went to all the doctor's appointments. They did the alkaline diet, all that. She goes into the hospital and labor's progressing. But again, she goes into that 4th hour. If your baby hasn't begun to crown, if your uterus is not 85% effaced, and it's not going to be that laying on your back. And when I say effaced, the uterus has to spin to the front and line up, with the birth canal in order for the labor process to take place. I skipped the part, but labor happens on its own. We don't need doctors. That's why doula's jobs is so easy and efficient. But this young lady had an emergency C-section. Nobody would explain to her what was happening or why it was happening. Your blood pressure is going to rise. That's a normal condition. The body is in distress. It's giving birth. A new awakening is happening. You expect my blood pressure to stay normal? Get out of here. Pitocin is liquid crack for your kid. Let me just tell you that. That is the speed it up. Let's go. I had it. Back to Shamani. This young lady gave birth by C-section.
Well, the body makes its own
Pitocin. Yeah, come on, talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's just not in the numbers that they want. They want to up that number, up the juice, because it starts the contractions. This is why I say a woman, we need to, as Black and brown women, we need to get back to what our ancestors did. They had babies at 6 o'clock. They were at the stove cooking at 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I'm getting into that too.
To the placenta.
I'm getting into that too.
A bucket of water.
A bucket of water and clean sheets. Nothing more than that.
So I'm gonna need
the
you
mortality
guys.
Rate was almost none.
Wait, really quickly. I'm gonna need you guys. You and No Salt. I have a section on that. I have a section about that.
Okay.
So hold that part until we get to that. Now, what I did want to do is, because I misspoke and I'm responsible, I'm going to go back and I want you guys to know I said bile was feces and it is not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, people and I thought because it came from the intestines, I just think, because I'm not a medical professional. I hear intestines, it's feces to me.
The only way you could throw up feces if your bowel was perforated.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So just for you guys, I looked it up for y'all so y'all can see it. And for my essay as well, it says bile or gall is a yellow-green fluid produced by the liver and of most vertebrates. The aids the digestion of lipids in the small intestines. Okay, so I just wanted to put that up there just because I misspoke. I don't want nobody to say that I'm over here just saying anything.
No,
listen, you've been far too right in your delivery
when
for
you're
somebody to charge
vomiting
you for
bile, there's nothing in the stomach.
There's nothing. It is absolutely zero.
Oh, I did that one time. I got drunk before.
Oh, I did that for 9 months.
That's it.
I did it for 9 months. Hyperemesis
Oh,
gravidarum.
I'm learning something too. I remember, listen, when I first started drinking, because I didn't drink until I'm my 30s. And when I first started drinking, not knowing how to drink, I threw up so much. I had nothing to come up but that yellow light.
And it is horrible.
And it hurts.
Disgusting. Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
It's vitamin K and mucus and saliva. It's horrible. But it means you at the bottom. You at the bottom. Your lungs are coming up next.
Drink.
Yeah, Meek Mill said she get it. It feel like your insides burning. It really does.
Yeah.
It does.
So,
Imagine going through that for 9 months. I
wanted to re-talk about that. But let me get through this, you guys, and then we're gonna talk about the I need y'all really up here when we get to talking about the midwives and the doulas and all of that. Because I did some heavy research on that.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready. In California, LA County, if you saw that special on CNN, we do have midwives and doulas. We don't play that.
They're just not highly publicized because they take away from big pharma in the insurance business.
Hold on, that is Shanny. Are you the doctor?
A normal birth is in the range of 10,000. That's natural. If you have a cesarean, it ups it another 15,000 because there's another 3-day postpartum stay in the hospital.
But see, here's my thing. This is why I said a bucket of water
and a split,
midwife and a doula.
And a split.
My mother was 4 feet 10 inches tall.
Wow.
She had 7 babies.
Wow.
Not one of us were delivered by cesarean section. Not one.
Oh, we're gonna get into it. Hold on. Let me finish this article. I think that's the 2 doctors. One is a medical doctor. And darling Nikki, aren't you the other doctor? Are you? If you can unmute yourself and let me know, darling Nikki and Shani, are you the doctor?
I'm sorry. No, but I had experience with Jackie, Dr. Jackie. I'm not a doctor though. But I was one of her patients. And I'm an older patient. Then I didn't know at the time that I had experience with her, but I had experience with her. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So I'm one of her.
Stand by right quick. You stand by. I need you up here for sure.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Stand by, ma'am.
Yes.
I need you. Thank you, darling Nikki, for coming up. We gonna spill, okay?
Okay.
All right. I don't know if Shani could hear me yet, but let's finish this article, y'all, and then we gonna move into
my doctor I had when I was pregnant with Duty. They showing some stuff with her.
We're gonna finish the article, and I do want to show you guys that. Well, we'll get to it because I don't want to talk too fast. So look, back to the article of this young woman's experience. She said she wasn't taken seriously until a searing pain rocketed through her body and her baby's heart rate plummeted. That's the same thing happened to me except the pain. But my baby's heart rate plummeted, and then all of a sudden everything goes left. All right, it says rushed into the operating room for emergency C-section. See, my theory is it's only a theory. But my theory is the majority of the women who are suffering unaliving are going through C-sections.
C-sections. It is.
If you do the research,
right? You will find it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, because I had another doctor came up, or another lady said it was through other stuff, and it could be. But I believe, to me, from what I've read and what I've seen, is most of them have C-sections.
The body is broken down for 9 months. It is extreme shock to open up a body. That's 7 layers of tissue. Going all the way down till you get to the sac. Continue.
Okay. So it says, rushed into the operating room for a C-section, emergency C-section months before her due date. She nearly unalived of an undiagnosed case of sepsis.
Oh my
Even
God.
more,
No. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Even more disheartening, Angelica worked at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, the university affiliated with the hospital that treated her. Her experience is a reflection of the medical racism, bias, and inattentive care that Black Americans endure. Black women have the highest maternal mortality rate in the U.S., which is 69.9 per 100,000 live births. That was in 2021. That means out of every 100,000 people, 69.9 people might be unalive. And then it says almost 3 times the rate for clear women, according to CDC and prevention. All right, Black babies are more likely to unalive and also far more likely to be born prematurely, setting the stage of health issues that could follow them the rest of their lives. I don't know if you guys saw my video I put out on Dr. Jackie earlier today, and I had a couple people on TikTok that shared their experience, plus one of Dr. Jackie's prior patients. But that type of stuff is very, very important for us to understand, because I know now you can have it where you can schedule a C-section. My sister scheduled, I'm talking about at the beginning. She said, I'm gonna have my baby on this day, and they are scheduling C-section.
Now, suppose for whatever reason that fetus isn't developed, because that C-section is scheduled. Now, let me tell you what goes into scheduling a C-section. There is a team. There's 9 of us. There are instruments involved. There are operating rooms reserved. So when that C-section, if they do that final sonogram and they see that those lungs are only 97% developed, they must give her, I guess, I ain't gonna say must, they should give her 2 more weeks of gestation for that baby's sake. But because you reserve this OR and everybody's already on point, that's a C-section is gonna happen. Whether or not she can go into the hospital and labor could be happening naturally for her. She could be progressing normally. They're gonna say she's a C-section patient, let's send her upstairs. And then most doctors will tell you there is no vaginal birth after a C-section. That's not true.
It's
that
called
is not
a
true.
VBAC.
It's a VBAC. There is vaginal birth after a C-section. It is definitely possible.
That's
a C-section
called a
means
VBAC.
I gotta go. I'm on call at another hospital.
Okay. Sharon has now entered the chat. Okay.
Wait, really quickly before you guys go, before you say something, you gotta leave. Okay,
I'm here.
Right.
Can I go back into the chat? You want me to go back into the chat?
Well, yeah, you guys. Well, no, I'm about to get to the part where I need you guys' input. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, really quickly, where was I going? Oh no, listen, my sister, when she found out she was pregnant, I want to say one of her 3rd or 4th visits, they scheduled, hey, this is your due date. So when you want to have your baby, and she said, I want to have it on this date. I'm talking about before they can even go through all of that. Like, people are literally scheduling to on the day they want to go into labor, like at the beginning.
I mean, if you can pick your baby eye color now from a gene pool, you can pick your baby's IQ level.
Designer babies.
Designer babies. Yeah, that's what's happening.
But listen, the only people that should really receive a C-section are those women where they measure the pelvis
and there is no passage
outlet, and they determine that the baby's head and shoulders are too big to pass through the outlet. Another indication is a woman with severe preeclampsia or high blood pressure.
Right.
She's spilling proteins, or what we call proteinuria. But with the maternal death rate of Blacks for 69.9%.
Is that worldwide?
I'm gonna back you up, Voodoo.
Is that worldwide, or is that just for a particular state?
That's the United States.
Yeah, that's U.S. United States.
Non-Hispanic white, 26.6%. Hispanic,
in 2023, with all this advancement in medicine that we have.
From 2018 to 2021.
And it's getting higher.
If you had a previous pelvic injury, like my daughter's pelvis was crushed,
Mhm.
yes, you need a C-section.
C-section,
But
absolutely. You'll
all
break
this
your
other
tailbone.
stuff of running into a hospital, getting a C-section, no, no.
Mm-mm.
And I'm in bed, and I'm going to tell you guys a story. As many people in the Dow House knew, I was out of town. I was out of town. I received through the patient portal that my pap smear was, they found
Abnormal.
the polyp.
Mhm.
Do you know I received a telephone call every day, a text message every day, emails every day? And so they removed the polyp, which is why I'm looking like this, because I'm in bed. Nothing thus far was abnormal.
Mhm.
Even the polyp, they were like, okay, this is like mucus covered over in skin. But
Nothing but a bump, a pimple.
Nothing but a pimple.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so they removed it, and I'm just in bed resting. That's why you guys haven't seen me. I haven't said very much. I did tell Neff about it.
I've been talking to you in the chat. We've been chat. Oh no, just tonight we've been chatting.
Yes. And another thing we need to get out of, we need to stop selecting doctors because they're black.
Ooh,
Because
that's our biggest
someone-
mistake. That is the
Because
biggest mistake.
someone's black does not mean they're the best person for the job. Get off of it. Get over it.
You're absolutely right about that.
Get over it.
Dr. Jackie's a designer doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a designer doctor.
Mhm.
And what
And you're gonna
she
pay designer
said
money.
in my 10 to 12 years of L&D experience, and then I went on to critical care, and then I went on to the C-suites, that was so devastating. Because if she can say something like that,
Imagine
other
who else
doctors
feels it.
will think that way as well.
Well, yeah, they
Yep.
just won't say it.
And they
Mhm.
won't say it. And all the while, African American women in the United States are losing their lives at 69.9% of 100,000 live births.
In
That's
2023, with the advancement of medicine, I that number disturbs me. That
It's
number is
very
so freaking.
disturbing.
It's pretty much. It's higher than. Damn, man.
And how we're being treated.
I see it in the
heard
chat. Did you read in the
Voodoo
chat?
Doll
The
say
women who
that
said they
she
weren't
had a
having
black
babies.
nurse. And I'm gonna tell you, on the behalf of me, I am so sorry. I go to Skid Row. I go into hospitals. If you look on my Instagram, I was over at MLK. Do you know what their C-section rate is at MLK? That's a hospital that is ran by midwives and
Mhm.
doulas.
So it's
And
13%
didn't see it
C-section rate. 13%, and it's
as
emergency
well.
C-section, and it
Is
goes
Is it
before three
predominantly?
doctors.
Is it
Before three
predominantly
doctors
black?
before it's decided
It's
upon.
predominantly black. Look at Martin Luther King Hospital, Los Angeles. Those
That's perfect.
midwives, those doulas, they're running everything. You don't get to see a doctor unless
There's an
something has
emergency.
really gone wrong.
Well,
See,
I'm
that's-
glad you said that, no salt, because this goes into this, and then I won't get darling Nikki to
And
say
I'm
her piece.
so sorry that happened to you. When
Hey,
I
it is what
had
it is.
tears coming out of my eyes. I
Hey,
did.
listen, I remember. Listen, I'm 19 years old. I'm a baby,
Right.
and I remember the doctor was checking me, and I was like, "Oh, it hurt." You know what I mean? And when the doctor left out, she looked at me and was like, "What you making all that noise for? You wasn't making all that noise when you was getting pregnant. It ain't
Wow.
hurting that bad."
Oh my
And listen, no,
God.
so this lady was old enough at the time to be my grandmother. This was an older black woman. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if she felt the way because I was a young girl, you know, in there having a baby. I don't know what it was. And I don't have no ill willing or feeling toward the lady. But I'll tell you this, like I was hurt, like I cried.
It's
Because I was like,
hurtful.
I'm a kid having a kid. And instead of
You were
as a
at the most
woman,
vulnerable state of your life.
right, and then I'm scared. I don't know what's about to happen, and this black lady just like tore me down. But no, and I don't know her from a can of paint, you know. But again, I'm on Medicaid, I
just
don't have a specific,
cried
I mean,
when
I
I
have a
heard
specific
that.
doctor, but when it's time for me to go in labor, it's whoever available.
Yeah,
You know
that's
how
how
they
it
First of
goes
say.
with
all, I'm
Medicaid.
not seeing no doctor, no OBG, no doctor, no cardiologist, no nothing. If you have an aversion to Medicaid patients, you cannot be my doctor because you're in this for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Every doctor I see, my cardiologist, my OBGYN, my podiatrist, my foot doctor, if they don't accept well, we call it Medi-Cal out here in California. If you don't accept that, I'm not going to be your patient because I
Right,
know
because
it's
where
going
did
to
you
be a
get your
problem.
formal training? You know, the people with the indigent insurance, as they call it, where did you get your training? I mean, would you rather a
They
Medicaid
trained at
patient or
county
uninsured patient?
hospitals.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
believe
They
that too.
You
trained at
understand? A
county
Medicaid
hospitals.
patient or an uninsured patient. It's just like a Section 8 tenant or a tenant that has a job. The tenant that has the job is most likely to lose their job. That other tenant with the Section 8, that's a federally run program that has been here since the beginning of housing. So,
But
I mean, I don't understand. I promise
I
you,
don't
I wish
So,
either.
all right, you guys, really quickly,
okay,
because I want to get through this so
we
we can get, and then we can get everybody up here to talk. Let me read these super chats. Thank you, Jay-Z of the Book World, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Philly John. Philly John says, hey, y'all, Reply Crew was at the light show with Baby Boy 7 now. Hate that I missed it, but sending love and safe deliveries to Queens. Thank you so much. And also, she sent another super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Now, since we're on the subject of doulas and midwives, I did some research, and I did a video on this way long time ago, but I wanted to bring this back up. I did a video, or I did some research on the history, because I'm like, Black women are being treated unfairly in these hospitals. What was we doing before we all decided to pull up to the hospital? You know what I'm saying?
Buckets, beds, and water.
And yeah, and hot
So-
clean towels.
What I found was I pulled up the history, and I found this very, very important. And I think this is something that we need to talk about and discuss. So let me make sure.
Oh, I remember this one.
So before there were hospitals, Black women delivered their own babies. There were schools that taught these women, and not really schools per se, but there were some schools, but there were people who literally taught other Black women from young, and they grew old in the doggone field of delivering babies. This is prior to going into hospitals. This article right here is very, very important. Take a look at this, because this is why I preach to women. And again, I'm not having any more kids, but for women who are at the childbearing age and want to have kids, get you a doula or a midwife, especially after reading this. Check it out. It says Black midwifery's complex history. All right. In the U.S., Black women who gave birth died at a rate that is 3 to 4 times higher than white women. The mortality rate for Black infants is also starkly worse, more than twice that of white kids. It says such racial disparities have a long history rooted in systematic racism and the white supremacies that underpins it. Yet Black midwives have always been a vital piece in the care puzzle for Black birthing people. Notes that Black Mamas Matter Alliance, and then it says, and the historical ongoing work of Black traditional and community-based midwives to help establish equitable systems of care must be recognized and uplifted. Now, let me get into the part that's really important. It says until the late 19th century, that's the 1800s. So until the 1800s, the majority of births were attended by midwives, many of whom were Black, indigenous, or immigrant women. Now, they don't have a color on the immigrant. They don't have a color on indigenous. But if we're looking at the 1800, indigenous were Black. Now, if we're looking at the way they classified us over there on the census and all of that, indigenous were some Black, and then they were going into that Native American BS that you see the white people going around, that, you know what I'm saying? Or immigrant women. It says most midwives, including enslaved women, drew upon traditional healing knowledge and practices passed down through generations. Others learned their practices through apprenticeship either to local physicians or experienced midwives in the community. Now, in the early 20th century, which is the 1900s, however, as childbirth became medicalized, physicians emerged as the primary birth attendants, and childbirth moved from the home to the hospital. This is very important. So up until the 1900s, up in 1800s, they were doing it at home. In the 1900s, the 20th century, they're saying that it moved from the home to the hospital. Midwives delivered about half of all babies in the U.S. in nearly 1900, but by 1930, however, that figure dropped 15%. These early decades of the 20th century also witnessed high rates of maternity and infant mortality. Listen, it wasn't until they started making the women, or the women started going into the hospitals, the rate started to increase. Can you guys mute your let me mute everybody, y'all, really quickly, just so we don't get no feedback. Like, listen, this is why I preach, go to a Black doula or someone with experience who has a good reputation. But look, it says obstetricians and public health and social welfare reformers blame the midwives. Listen, this is important. This is very, very important. This is how the government does. Obstetricians, that's the eye doctor, correct? And public health and social welfare reformers blame the midwives, despite evidence from several research studies that midwife-attended births accounted for fewer maternal unalives than those attended by general practitioners, who were typically poorly trained in obstetrical techniques. Listen to what they're saying. They're saying even though it was proven that the unaliving rate was way less if you did a midwife, they were putting out stuff saying that that's not true. It was the opposite. Then it says public health nurses joined obstetricians in a campaign to eliminate traditional midwives, calling Black, Indigenous, and immigrant midwives incompetent, unsanitary, and dangerous. This is why words are extremely important. Hold on. You guys have to understand what I'm trying to tell y'all. Words are very, very important. Do you hear me? Words are extremely important. They're saying, even though it was proven it was false, that Black women weren't unaliving kids when they were giving birth, it was the hospitals, they put out stuff saying, nope, it ain't us, it's them. This is why these things are extremely important, because you have to understand, we are in a society where it's their word against ours. And the fact of the matter is, if you don't do research, you're not going to know what's happening. And that's probably why we at the rate we're at today. Listen as it goes on. At the same time, though, some public health nurses recognize that professional midwives in Britain and Europe contributed to low maternal and infant mortality rates in those countries. Listen, look how race plays a part in what's going on. It says they worked to establish nurse midwifery as a new specialty, meaning they took it from us and gave it to them, in which nurses, the overwhelmingly majority of whom were white women, would be trained in both nursing and practice of midwifery. The first nurse midwifery training program launched in the mid-1920s and early 1930s, and their growth continued continue over the ensuing decades. Now, this is a picture, I love this picture, of this RN in 1929 teaching the Black and so-called Indigenous. Remember they said, this her teaching them the midwifery thing, right? Now, if you scroll down, it says, as part of the broader effort to reduce infant mortality rates, Congress passed the Shepard-Towner Act of 1921. This regulatory initiative provided federal funding to states to establish midwifery training in licensure and targeted Black midwives in the South, who represent the largest group of unregulated birth attendants. It says health departments established midwifery classes taught by public health nurses, most of whom had far less experience attending births than the midwives they were training. To be licensed, midwives had to undergo this training and submit to a supervision by public health nurses. So basically, I got all the experience, but I got to get the approval and permission from somebody who don't know half the stuff that I know. Even as government-funded research in the 1930s continued to document the better birth outcomes, so they still was documenting that the outcomes were better with the midwives, the black ones. It says achieved by midwives compared to physicians. Reformers continue to blame Black, Indigenous, and immigrant midwives for the country's abysmal mortality rates. Throughout the segregated South, however, Black midwives continue to provide essential care to Black families, especially in rural communities lacking access to physicians and public health nurses. There's one more piece I want to show y'all. I think that's it. Look at this. First of all, they're saying that they were providing training to Black, Indigenous, and foreign. Anybody in the chat, drop a 1 in the chat if you don't see somebody there that ain't at least. If you see a clear person in the doggone classroom, drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 2 if you don't see one in sight, because I don't. Meanwhile, they grouped us all in the same. Black, Indigenous, and foreign. That means it could be a Black African, a Black Jamaican, a Black whatever, but they were all getting this training, and we were way more successful. But what the government does is what the government does. What the government did was turn around and say, nope, they the ones unaliving the babies. Even though research showed that's not true. It's the hospitals. But then the government said, well, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to go ahead on and basically put it out to everybody that y'all doing it. And there's another article. I ain't going to get into it for time's sake. But there's another article, and we can get into it another time. There's another article that showed that they basically made it illegal for Black women to practice midwifery while they let the Europeans and over there in Europe and Britain do it all. And they made all of us go to the hospital. Does that make sense? So I'm saying that to say, you guys, they pushed us into the hospital for the Henrietta Lack situation, if you ask me. That's what I believe. Because if they didn't push us in the hospital for that, then why is it that we are suffering more now than we ever did? And why would you flip the narrative that something was happening that wasn't? Radiant Sunshine says, thank you for the super chat. It says, obstetrician, I'm thinking about the eye doctor. It's not an eye doctor, delivers babies. Okay, thank you so much for the super chat, Radiant. My bad, I misspoke. Obstetrician, I guess I'm thinking for the eye doctor. She said that's the ones that delivers babies. So listen to what I'm saying to you guys. How is it that we are moved out of what we were designed to do? These women, some of these midwives, I did some of the research, had been delivering babies. I'm talking about 90, 100 years old, had been delivering babies since they were 12, 13, and 14 years old. I don't know about y'all,
Yes.
but I would rather have that lady deliver my baby than, I don't care if they went to Berkeley, USC. I don't care if they went to Harvard Medical. I don't care if they went to the most prestigious school in America. I would rather have that old lady who's been birthing babies for 85 years. Then you see what I'm saying?
With that bucket of water and some towels. Give me her.
I had my first child when I was 17. And the first time I used a doctor. For my second and my third child, I used a midwife. The doctor that I used did the episiotomy, and I ripped from my vagina to my rectum. He consulted no other doctor. And so 8 years later, I had to have a surgery to repair a rectal muscle that was torn when I delivered my baby. After that, never use another doctor. Shani.
Okay, hey Shani. No, listen, you and I have identical experiences. I had a episiotomy because I tore from the rooter to the tutor. And I remember going back because I had so much trouble passing my number 2. It literally, I would have like toilet full of the red stuff. I don't want to say it, you know what I mean? But and it was I was in so much pain. It would take me 2 or 3 hours just to go because I would literally sit on the toilet and cry. And I went back to that doctor's. I'm talking about for months saying, hey, this is not right. Something is wrong. And they would check me and say, oh, no, you good. It looks like it's healing good.
Lord, let me tell you.
In 2023, this is TMI, but I got to say this for what we talking about. In 2023, every so often, I still have trouble passing bowel movements. And my baby will be 21 in December. next week.
These let me talk. Oh, still darling Nikki. I'm sorry. Cut y'all.
Go ahead. Wait, let's hear from Darling Nikki. Darling Nikki, it's time for me to get you on the floor. Hold on.
Yeah.
You guys,
Come
really
to the
quickly.
front.
You can hear.
Y'all stay in the background. I'm gonna drop y'all really quickly because I just want to give Darling Nikki the floor because we gotta
Okay.
get.
Can you
We
hear
got.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just pulling everybody else
Oh, I'm
down. So
sorry. On my phone. Yeah, I think my phone was somebody was calling. But yes,
you
I just have
guys,
to give like I have to at least I want to cut y'all as you speak. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, I just want to give you an introduction. You guys, this is
Oh,
Darling
okay.
Nikki. She was a past patient of Dr. Heavenly. This is not Dr. Heavenly, God, Dr. Jackie. This is
Yeah.
exclusive. I don't
Hmm.
know what she's gonna say, but whatever it is, we still want to hear it because Dr. Jackie has really showed herself, and this is gonna, you know what I mean? Like this could add to what we already believe. I don't know what you're gonna say, but let's go ahead and give Darling Nikki the floor. What you got, boo boo?
Thank you very much. And exactly. And that's what I was shocked to hear the things, but I wasn't shocked because I was back in then. Okay, I'm 53 now. New Year's Day, I'm a New Year's baby, and I'm born and raised. Y'all probably can hear my voice. It may sound like yours. People say, "Oh, you born and raised." I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, as
I can
well.
hear you.
I was in Atlanta. I moved there in '92 and was there for 16 years. I was a flight attendant. But let me just give a little piece. In my 20s, I was having problems with fibroids. I was going through in fetal positions. I had pains. I couldn't stomach it. And they would tell me at that time. So I'm hoping everything I could say leading up to Jackie will save lives for either everything because I have different steps that I went through and didn't know. So my 20s, I was having fibroid I had fibroid tumors and was hurting like bad, like just going through stuff in my 20s. But they would tell me, my boyfriend at the time, he's my ex, but we were best friends still to this day. And that's who I moved eventually in Atlanta with. We both came from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I was in fetal positions. I used to be hurting, crying. They would tell me, "Oh, you're 20. You're a baby. We're not gonna do nothing to you because you might want to have children later." So I don't know if that was a good thing or bad thing. So I thought it was a good thing. So that's what I'm gonna just let them listen. So I'm like, okay, I'm hurting, screaming, crying in fetal positions for months and years. I suffered in my 20s with going for fibroids and was hurting. They would tell me I was too young for them to do anything. So they was like, okay, we won't do nothing to you. You're young. You might want to have children later on in your life. We ain't gonna do nothing to you. You're good. You're okay. And I'm suffering, pain, all kind of stuff. I went through all of that in my 20s. So, on up to that, get in Atlanta in my 90s, in my 90s, in the 90s in Atlanta. When me and him broken up years later, when I got pregnant with my son, I had my kids older. I had my son. I have two children. I had my son in 2003. But when I found out I was pregnant with him, I didn't know. I was with her, and I didn't see her when I saw Married to Medicine the first seasons, and when they started showing her in a building, I said, "Oh my goodness! I know I recognize her. That's my doctor, Dr. Jackie. I remember her." So I saw the building and knew the city. So I'm gonna just put that out there. So I'm like, okay, I know her. That's Dr. Jackie. That's my doctor in the beginning. So in the beginning, I'm there I don't know y'all remember phone books. I
Mm-hmm.
found her from a phone book because when I found out I was pregnant with my son, I was in my 30s. So I was high, and then all the stuff I went through, they would consider me high risk pregnancy because I was in my 30s. So I had to look for once I found out I was pregnant, I had to find a doctor. So I opened a phone book and found her. Went there, everything, and she was all, good at the time. I was a flight, and that's another thing. I was a flight attendant, so I was with ASA and Delta on them, so I had a little good insurance. But I guess now I look back, I wasn't rich, but now, I see it. So I'm like, I was a flight attendant. I'm there. So I found her in the phone book. So I go to her, and I'm there, and I have a lot of appointments, several appointments, and like, and at the appointments. I was like, I'm slim and small. I think I might have been 125, 30 pounds at the most. And every time the first couple of times, my appointments, she was telling me, "Oh, you gaining weight. I promise you, I swear on everything, it was 1 pound. I gained 1 pound every time I saw her. It was 1 pound. Then the next my appointment, I had 1 pound. 1 pound every time she said you need to lose weight. That's not gonna be healthy. And I kind of have my mouth, I guess, and that might have been the thing with me with her. So I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm just 1 pound. What are you talking about? I need to lose weight. That's not gonna be healthy for your baby. She told me that in several appointments. You need to lose weight. They're gonna be healthy for you or your baby. And it was 1 pound every time. It was like only 2 or 3 appointments. Okay. So after that, okay, I'm fine. I think I don't know if she didn't like the way I talked to her because, like I said, I had the little bit of mouth, and after then later on, my other appointments, I think I had like 5, 6 appointments with her all the time. Then I get there, my next appointment, I had another doctor, a little African girl, beautiful African doctor, showed up in her place. So she just turned out just I didn't see Jackie anymore. So the African doctor was there, but I tell you now, when I look at stuff and seeing what y'all saying and what she saying, it had to be the God in the Almighty that saved me and my son's life. I have my son, now that probably was the best thing for me. This girl, she stepped in. She was an African doctor. She was young and she was beautiful. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think much. And I just like, okay, maybe Jack ain't here today or she off or something. I didn't think about it, but then she still was there for everything. She said, I'm your doctor now. And she did everything did for me. And let me tell you also, and I don't understand. That's why I say so much things I went through that could help other women. Now she ended up putting me on. I was a flight attendant. She ended up giving me bed rest when I was 3 months pregnant because everything I went through in my younger years, 20s, and all the stuff, and I ended up bleeding a little bit. They didn't understand. They thought I was gonna lose my son, lose my baby. We know at the time it was a boy. Didn't know all this stuff. Jackie always telling me I was fat for 1 pound, but then she put her in her place, and this girl stepped in, and I was like, okay, maybe she just there because Jackie ain't, she's just not here today. I didn't know at the time. So then the girl, she stepped in, and she ended up being my lifesaver, I guess. And she was the best. And my son, she ended up putting me on. She did this. I didn't ask her to do it like that. Jackie, almost wanted to say that B. She want to say these women want to ask for a time off. I didn't want that. I would still want to fly. I was a flight attendant. Still want to work. Still want to do everything I want to do. This African doctor, this beautiful little young African doctor said, no, I'm going to you going through stuff. You're bleeding. I went through there. I was bleeding. I was going through all kind of stuff. They saw what I went through in my 20s. She didn't want me to do that. She said she put me on bed rest at 3 months pregnant for my whole rest of my pregnancy. So I was off on my whole rest of my yes. So that I have to say, God was for me and spare me. And Jackie I wish she would, because she gotta remember, because she could get my name. I know they gotta put up stuff. She would have to know this. This girl did that for me. And I don't know why, but I know it was the God Almighty. And she put me on bed rest. She said, I'm gonna know. I ain't finna do this with you. I'm finna make and I was upset at first. I'm like, no, I want to work. No, this particular doctor that Jackie just basically throw it on me and just walked away. I guess I wasn't the one she wanted, because I didn't know it at the time. That was Dr. Jackie, and she was who she was. So I'm like, okay, so this girl put me this beautiful African doctor, and I got some now African doctors that I don't have to put in their place. That's another show. But this particular one was like a God savior. God put her in my life. Or Jackie, I'm glad she did what she did, or turned on me. Whatever she did, I can't explain it. But she put that girl in my life, and that she was a lifesaver. She said no. She put me on bed rest from 3 months pregnant for my whole pregnancy, and I was on bed rest, but I was able to, I can still fly, whatever. But I was on bed rest. I could go in my house, take a bath, take a shower, do stuff like that, just simple stuff. Because I was on, in my 30s, and all the stuff I went through wanted me for my son, to be okay. So I get through that. I'm just skipping to that. And it's another thing I hope for my, for I could save lives. So I get to once I eventually get to my son being well early. I think I never having early. Well, I had I think I was like I ended up having nine. I was 9.5 weeks. It was a long stuff. So I go through all of that, bed rest, go through all of that. So I'm go the time I went in labor, I woke up like something just hit me like 3 in the morning, and something in my abdomen, my stomach is like was feeling different. I just jump up out of my sleep, and I drove myself to the hospital. My son was born at Crawford Lawn Hospital. I know y'all know the hospital. It was like a big fancy hospital there at that time in Atlanta. He was born at that hospital. So I get there and I drove myself. And I'm like, oh, I feel different. I feel some little funny stuff in my stomach. And I feel like, I feel like I'm being shocked, like some shocking feeling. And then they say, oh, you in labor. So they bring me in there, bring me through all of that. I went through a lot of stuff and it was nothing that I never would wish on my worst enemy. I I was in 19 and a half hours of labor, and I don't know if that was the truth. What I know that was the truth, but when I ended up having an emergency C. Now listen to a lot of the women say they had to have emergency that it wasn't they didn't supposed to have. Now, and I don't know that too. That's why I'm saying there's so much leading up to this. So I had a emergency, and that woman, where eventually she got there, but it was like I was in 19 and a half hours of labor. Then it was an emergency say, but I remember the stuff I went through and just
So let
all
me
in
ask
my head.
you,
They
I don't
gave
mean
me oxygen. They put oxygen on my face. Did all this stuff and all this, and then hours later, then it also was like, oh, and they say the stuff that I heard these women just say that your son, your child is going, and I was so out of it. So I don't know if that was the right thing that I did or it was the wrong thing. All I knew is I heard that I was so messed up. I had oxygen mask on my face. I was just all messed up for 19 and a half hours of labor. But I never dilated. That's what it was. I left that.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I never dilated. So I went through all this 19 and a half hours of labor. I never dilated. Then they broke my water, their cells, and I still didn't dilate it. So my situation may be different, but that's why I just want to say everything. So I went through all that, and I never dilated, never died. Then eventually it was like I had oxygen on my face. They put all that. Then I came and they put. I remember doctors or something coming around me and her, and it was like, we gotta. I'm just want to tell you, like these women were saying, your child is like not breathing and he's dying and you're dying. That's what they were saying to me. They say you're dying, he's dying, you're dying. So I'm like, all I remember in my mind just saying, save my son. Because I knew at the time I said, save my son. I don't care about me. I said, save my son.
Well,
And that's
Donna,
all I remember. So
right.
then, okay,
Donna,
yeah,
can you hear me? Can you hear
I'm
me?
sorry, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just really quickly for the audience, because a lot of people have questions.
Yeah.
When you were Dr. Jackie's patient, did she
Yeah.
ever tell you that she was passing you off to the new doctor?
No, ma'am. No. That's what I'm saying. She was doing at the time. And that's why it's so funny now. People were saying she was telling them they need to lose weight. Every time, the times that I saw her, I think it was maybe like twice. And I don't know, I can't remember because my son is 20 now. Thank God he's here and alive and well. But it was like she kept telling me, you're losing. No, she never. I just showed up one day and the other doctor showed up and it was a beautiful, but my God, that she saved my life and my son's life. I don't know if they had other stuff went on behind, like you said, behind the scenes. And now I listen to y'all and now I see, and now I see Miss Jackie is what she was and what she did to me. She was telling me I promise you, it was 1 pound on everything. One. This number one. It was 1 pound I gained. In 2-3 times I visit her. It was always 1 pound that I gained. Oh, you need to lose weight. And you need to lose weight. Oh, And then I had done my little smart mother, I guess they would say, and I'm like, what you mean? It's only 1 pound. What you trying to tell me? Or you don't. So it could have been that. I don't know if she just like, oh, I ain't finna deal with her. She ain't gonna. But I was a flight attendant. I had regular little, the airline. It was good insurance, but I wasn't rich and I wasn't nothing. What I see to her today, and then when I see now what this woman did, I know what she said to me. She said the same stuff, but it was 1 pound, the number one every time I visit her, and it was like, oh, you got to lose weight, and I'm like, it's 1 pound. Oh, you whatever. Then they're like, and then I come back and oh, girl, you need to lose weight. And I'm like, it's one. So then I guess she didn't like my. It could have been she didn't like my mouth, or she didn't like how I like. And I wish she would, because baby, I would be in front. I promise you, I was. I'm so shocked. I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. But I'm glad because I'm just. Oh my God! Well, now I see. Because I didn't see all of this, and I didn't see that I had, and then people were seeing doing. I didn't see what other doctors did to me in the beginning, when in my 20s, when they said. But I was like, I was happy because I like, oh God, they might have, I might didn't have no children. They used to tell me when your insides are too small, you would always have the small baby. You're gonna have to have a C-section. I was told all that because I was bad in my 20s. I had bad stuff, and after I had my son. Thank God, after all that, then it was like, and then I saw so much stuff that I went through, and that's why I say so much stuff that I see now that I might could save other women's life. Now let me tell y'all this. I don't know, and and it's the crazy part. Before y'all talked about this, me and my mama was talking recently. When my son was born, when he got there, we got here, thank God, bless him, and he was here through all that stuff. They came to me. Now, this one thing, I don't know if other women, and please tell me if y'all ever went through this. They came to me and asked me to freeze his umbilical cord. I never seen her. Yes, they say, oh, you could do it. If he ever go, once he get older, can it will be, if he lose blood, if he go in a wreck, or he get in an accident, he need something, he need blood, we gonna freeze the umbilical cord. It gonna be there forever. It gonna be frozen forever. They came to me, and I don't know if a lot of people ever heard about that. I told Mama, I said, I'm gonna call Crawford on that house and just to see, is this umbilical cord still frozen? Is it still really there? That's what I said with the girl.
Darling Nikki, really quickly, because we're trying to understand what you're saying. So you're saying that they asked you, could they freeze the umbilical cord and keep it? Is that what you're asking?
They came to me when he was born, and when once Twilight went through all of that, and they was like, okay, phone ringing. They came to me and one of the nurses, whatever, can we freeze his? They talked to me like I was old. Oh, can we just want to tell you, and they talk to you how they talk to you about certain things they could do for you. And they're like, oh, we want to tell you about a certain thing. They can freeze the umbilical cord, and it can be this, that, and the third, and it will be freeze forever. And they kept pushing me because I was like, I didn't want to hear it because I didn't know nothing about it. And then it was like, okay, no, it's a good thing. They kept coming to me at the time. They kept saying, oh, no, it's a good thing. If your son get in a car accident, they want to throw that out there. If he get in a car accident,
and you never heard anything else, and you never heard anything
never.
You know what, darling Nikki? It's funny how, things come full circle, because you had that issue with Dr. Jackie. We've seen how she is on the show about weight. She shamed Dr. Heavenly so bad that's why I don't understand how they so close, but she shamed Dr. Heavenly's her profession. She said she wasn't a real doctor. She also shamed her weight, and Dr. Heavenly had just lost a massive amount of weight. So I really appreciate you coming up here. I want to give some other people a chance to speak.
Oh yes,
thank
ma'am.
you. You can stay on the
but
panel.
I just want to throw y'all some scared, because please, I hope it,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me also say this. You guys be respectful in the chat. That's all I'm asking. All right. We got some new people on the panel. Let's hear from Talisha Conklin. Hey, Talisha, how you doing?
Hey, Voodoo. I'm not so new. I just get to check in every now and again. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I only catch like the the fallout from the shows going through you because I can only tolerate your delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so from what I'm gathering, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Jackie is a women's doctor. That's wonderful for us to have because we don't have a lot of representation. However, it seems like, so it's been purported, she's been kind of knocking down the Black woman, what we're not doing right, how we can do better. And folks are kind of up in arms about that. Am I getting that right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I have two minds of that. One, just kind of alluding to what you said earlier, sometimes you just can't give the loving nudge. Sometimes I gotta tell you what's real. And if I feel like your life is in danger, and then just hey, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that, it's not working, then maybe I need to be a little more tougher and say, okay, continue this way, you might lose a leg to diabetes. Continue this way, you might have to lose your ovaries, So sometimes there is room for that tough love. And as long as it's coming across as tough love. But the other mind that I have also is sometimes we have Black faces in high places. And
Mm-hmm.
just because you are Black does not necessarily mean you want the good for all Blacks. You might think I've arrived and everybody else is just, I'm not like them. And so I don't know this lady from a can of paint. I don't know which of those two categories she fits in, but that's where our discernment comes in, where we have to decide, like, is she really wanting my best interests? Or is she looking down on me, going along with the Western standard of medicine, because we all have different body shapes, body textures. It could be a totally big girl running around, look at Lizzo, with like the healthiest body, but she's big as all get out. Or you can have a little skinny thing that can barely get her energy up. What's the one that was with Quavo? And she can't be on stage longer than 5 minutes without huffing and puffing. So, you need that doctor that's going to say, okay, yeah, you could do some healthier things, but what you are doing is the right direction. And here's a couple of other things. So I'm of the mindset, yes, we need more Black doctors, but just because you're Black does not mean you have my back. And there needs to be, you need to use your discernment.
I agree. I agree. We have to have more. We have to have more of background checks when we dealing with these professionals. I don't care what profession they're in, but in this case with doctors, just because they're Black does not mean that they all of a sudden get a pass. They the one. Do your research. But and again, we have to go to hospitals in some form or fashion because that's just the world we live in. But what I like about Black women with maternal issues, we have way more options than the hospital. Most of us don't know about those options, but they are literally there. It's just a matter of us going to look for those options and not just accepting the apocalypse. Because listen, 69.9 per 100. I mean, every 100,000, people, out of 100,000 people, every 100,000 women, Black women, there are 69 of them, almost 70, who will not make it. How do you know which way the dice gonna roll for you? You see what I'm saying? So thank you so much for coming up and saying that. We also have Simone. Hey, how you doing, girl?
Yeah. Anything I was gonna get caught up there quick. But whenever you have put that video out about Dr. Jackie, it like it got close to me because I was in the military. And I had two of my kids when I was in the army and married. I was 22 and 24, I think. And I had my last son when I was 34, a year before geriatric high risk, and that was like the healthiest pregnancy I ever had. My daughter, when I was pregnant with her, I had went to the hospital one day. I was feeling faint. I was about to pass out, and I went to the hospital. They was like, "You're fine. You could go home. Everything normal." Well, I had to go back the next day for the same thing, and I had to go to another room. Kind of find out I had to get a blood transfusion. The same doctor that had sent me away came in looking embarrassed with another doctor. And I was a medic in the army. So I know everything they did was wrong. So I had came in an ambulance. They had the IV that they gave me in the ambulance, which is for your hand. And when I had to get the blood transfusion, they gave me the blood transfusion through my hand IV, which was wrong. And I was sitting in the hospital screaming because I don't know if you know, but when you get a blood transfusion, you're supposed to use like a large IV and it's supposed to go through your arm. I could feel like all the blood going through my hand. And the nurse came in there was like, "Oh, why you're screaming? You're fine. Nothing's wrong with you." I
And
don't,
this is the Army docs, the Army medical.
and then that's the first pregnancy. Come to find out I needed a blood transfusion because my iron was so low, my red blood cells were depleting. So I had to keep getting iron IV throughout the rest of my pregnancy. That was that first pregnancy. I was 22, 24, still in the Army. I had a stroke with my son. They didn't know it was a stroke. I just found out 5 years ago that it was a full-blown stroke. The whole time they were still trying to figure out what was wrong with me. They were telling me that it was a mini stroke, a TIA, which is another word for what is a mini stroke. They kept saying they didn't know what was wrong with me. I was 5 months pregnant. They sent me to a hospital with to a civilian hospital because they didn't have neurologists at the military hospital. The civilian doctor told me to me and my ex-husband's face, I was on a walker at that time because I couldn't walk. That, well, to my face, oh, I think it's in her head that she's faking. Nothing's really wrong with her. Literally came out his mouth that I was faking. Mind you, I couldn't walk for the rest of my pregnancy. Come to find out, 5 years, not 5 years later, my son is 13, my oldest son. They from the paperwork, I found out through my psychologist that, oh, do you know you had a stroke? It's in the paperwork. You had a full-blown stroke. The whole time they were telling me they didn't know what was wrong with me. I still get I get these migraines called hemiplegic migraines because of the stroke. Well, I was stressed out when I was pregnant. That's why I had a stroke. They caused me to have left side weakness. All the symptoms of a stroke I get because I have a migraine. I still like if I get them really bad, I can't walk. I know I ain't gonna be able to do nothing. I don't know. They didn't take me seriously. And the labor was good. And it's funny because I was 24 when I had it. My pregnancy at 34, high risk, like my geriatric pregnancy, that was my healthiest pregnancy of my life.
Yeah.
Like I had no issues. I'm fully retired out of the Army because of that stroke.
Wow, that is so horrible, sis. I'm so sorry that, and you know, this is what I don't like about the military. People don't even realize it, but once you sign up for them people to do whatever, whenever, however, and with no liability.
They own your body, and
they own you, yeah.
And what's crazy is, it's not just black people, black women they don't take seriously. I was a medic in the Army. They don't take nobody seriously.
Yeah.
Whenever people come in there for sick call, like they have this thing called sick call, like 6 o'clock in the morning. Some people they go in there because they don't want to do PT, but they basically go along the lines of everybody trying to fake. But when you're pregnant, no, they don't know what to do with you when you're pregnant. When I was pregnant with my daughter, my first child, it was like 3 of us in a unit that were pregnant at the same time. And we were like in a unit that was a training unit. They never dealt with pregnant people before. And they did not know how to deal with us. Mind you, like I said, I was in a stressful marriage. I was in an abusive marriage. I was in the Army. That's why I had a stroke. Like I said, that's another reason that baby was a healthy pregnancy because I was single and I ain't had to deal with no man. But but honestly, but yeah, the military is it's crap for black people, yes, and I don't it's bad for black people. it was easier than being in the real world, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But I got retired for the rest of my life because of it.
Good. You got your 100%?
No, I got 80%, but I did try to get 100%, but all my bills are paid for. I'm not
You can go back and get the 100.
No, I tried twice, but I got the highest rating for my migraines and other things.
Girl, I'm telling you what I know. Go to another VA and go back and go to all the VAs you could go to. You're gonna get your 100. You just gotta know how to. I'm pretty sure somebody in the doggone in the chat could say something or give you something.
Man, they added allergies. They added allergies on top of mine because I have tissue blockage because I never had allergies before. I didn't know I had eczema, so I went back and tried to get a rating.
Let me tell you how to get your 100. Go back and say PTSD. You got that on there?
No, because you know why? Like I said, I was in an abusive marriage. There is paper proof and paper trails that my husband was the reason I had mental issues and I never got
That
to
ain't
court.
got nothing to do with it. Listen, I did a research paper on that in college as well. Black women suffer PTSD more than any other race, ethnicity, or gender of people in any branch of the military simply because they are Black women. You don't have to deploy. You can sit at a desk. You don't have to leave your office.
I was pregnant. They didn't treat me right.
Listen, girl, look. Let me, girl. Listen. You want the 100 or what? What you want to do? I can get you the 100.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep trying.
Keep trying. I'm telling you. You missing 20%, girl. Look, you can get the 100 and give me the extra 20% at this time.
I needed these extra kids and the food going up $10,000 a week in this gas. I can't get food stamps.
Carry your behind down there to another VA. Go somewhere else. Somebody gonna listen. Somebody gonna bite. But nah, you girl, look. You hit me up on Instagram or in the chat on the Discord or something. We gonna talk. Let me get some other people up here. Sister girl. Hey, Momo.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Y'all follow Momo and Mimosa and Sips with Sister Girl. Please. Oh, and follow Neff the Disrespect. Who else got channels in here? Buku people got channels in here. Y'all make sure, can somebody put my information, give them your information so they can put it in the chat and I'll pin it, or I'll get one of the mods to pin it if we can. Okay, well, I'll pin it. You just send it. Hey, sister girl, what's going on?
Nothing. I just wanna this is real, like, because I'm a birth doula by trade. And so, when in a postpartum doula, and when we talk about birthing, and there's so much out there that we are missing, but oh my God, it's so much. First of all, if I was going with a client and I was going to interact, it's very seldom that you will see a doula with a client with a doula that has an OB. It's hard for them. An OB do not want a doula with their client, because with their patient. And the reason they don't want a doula with their patient is because we're like, no meds, we're going to do this natural. We're going to let our body work. We're going to, change the atmosphere. It's like it's a whole plan set in motion. You know what I'm saying? Where, even if they say, oh, the baby's birth rate, the baby's heart rate. Okay, well, we're going to change positions. Now what is the heart rate doing? Okay, well, the mother's heart rate. Okay, we're going to change positions. Now what is the mother heart rate doing? Oh, we need to give them some, Pitocin. No, we don't. We need to get on this ball. We need to get them in the tub. We need to, it's just a lot of things that we as doulas do differently, and working with, and that's why doulas and midwives work so good. Like, even especially if you're a first time mom, I know here there's a whole midwife clinic here in the DFW, a few midwife clinics in the DFW area. And one of the things that they tell patients when they come in they recommend that they get a birth doula. They recommend that they,
because it's an extra support, because sometimes the doctor or the midwife don't catch it, but if you got somebody else there that know the body and know the birthing order of the body, they'll be able to catch what they're not catching for you. And now people would say that we're the type of people that say you don't feel pain. We don't say that you don't feel pain, because some people have that they have that misconception. You know, they be like, well, doulas want you to feel pain and this and that. No, 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 no. We want you to understand and let your body work for itself. God made us naturally to birth. That is what we can do. That's why a man can never birth a baby. His body's not meant to birth no baby. You know what I'm saying? So the body is naturally going to do what it has to do. We just have to educate one another on how to make our body work for itself. So that's all I had to do say really on the birthing. The other thing was, I know a lot of women said that the thing about fibroids and different stuff like that, we need to also watch. It's when people say dieting, like watch what we eat and stuff, we have to watch what type of additives and hormones and stuff that we're putting in our body that's counteracting our natural hormones.
Yeah.
And that is what, because I used to suffer with extreme fibroids. And at one point they told me I would never have children. I birthed 6. So what that tell you? You know what I'm saying? And so we have to, but it's also in what we eat. We have to just watch our bodies and pay attention to our bodies and how our bodies, you know, like if I know when I have a fibroid, I know when one is growing in my body, because I know what my body feels like. Once you get, and then at that point, then I do what I need, you know, might take some flush cleansers, detox, different things like that to help shrink them naturally. But it's just, you know, we just have to learn how to especially as women of color, Black women, you know what I'm saying, how to respect and to listen to our bodies, because our bodies speak to us and tell us when something's not right, you know what I'm saying? And we not and we get so conditioned to listen to modern medicine. Like I've had women that when I took my baby, and I'm be done, I took my youngest, and I don't do immunizations, that's just me. I took and the doctor told me, well, he needs to be, and I said, no, he doesn't. And then she said, well, he's too overweight. No, he's not. And then I'm like, well, how many kids do you have? I don't have any. Okay, then you can't tell me how this is operate. You're going through this textbook. I have raised, this is number 6. I got this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sometimes we have to learn how to speak up for ourselves and not, you know what I'm saying, just thinking
and
because
stand
they
on
have
it
a
too.
degree. Yeah, and stand on it, and just think because a person has a degree that they're right, because that's not always the case.
Yeah. Thank you, sister girl. I appreciate you.
No problem. Peace, y'all.
All right, y'all follow Mumu and Mimosa. Go sub over there, Mumu and Mimosa, and sit with sister girl. Y'all go over there. Look, let me say something. Black people or anybody in the chat who listen, this is for Black people, but if you in here, you ain't Black, YouTube shit, come on over. You know what I'm saying? But let me say this, y'all. The government don't see color. We do. Us down here at the bottom of the cesspool. The government see class systems. It just so happened that most of the people they don't like fall within the class systems they don't like. What I'm saying to you guys is, if you can breastfeed, stop going put that poison in your babies. Y'all wondering why these babies coming out, they got ear infections 2-3 days after they come out of the womb. They got a whole bunch of stuff going on, because a lot of this stuff is within the food. It's within the a lot of things that you can You can take care of, breastfeed your baby if you can. If you can't, I understand it. They do sell breast milk from other people. I don't know how many or how much, but I do know that that's a thing in Atlanta for sure. Also, if you can, please find you a doula or a midwife, someone with extensive history. Don't just choose them because they black, but if you can get somebody that's black that will really take care of you, absolutely. But listen, I'm gonna be honest. And for my women parts, my doctors, I don't like black women. I don't like women, period. I'm gonna be honest. I like men. You know, you want to know why? Because whatever I tell a man, he has nothing to challenge it off of. If do you understand what I'm saying? So like if I go to a doctor and get a PAPS or something like that, if I go and say, hey, I need this, or this is in pain, or da 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 da, he's just gonna say, okay, because he has nothing to look at me crazy and be like, I don't know. You know, but I find with women, particularly black women, I find that with women, we always find a way to just question and challenge everything that don't even need to be challenged. I went to go see if I can get sleep apnea, and the lady looked at my a black woman, nurse, and was like, oh, it looked like you gained 15 pounds. Okay. Well, you don't think you having trouble sleeping because you gained 15 pounds? Ma'am, I have the same troubles whether I lose 30 pounds or gain 5. This is but then she looking at me like I'm saying something crazy. So for me personally, I prefer a male, black or white. I don't care, but I do prefer a male for my lady parts because they don't have nothing to challenge it with. However, it's not about who's going to be better, male, female, black, white, or what. It's not about that. It's just finding who's best for you. And just because they black, whether it's politics, Kamala Harris, whether it's the doctor. Listen, this was the greatest part about this whole thing. You had 2 frauds on camera at one time. 2 for 1. You got your 2 for 1. You had a fraud politician and a fraud, what I believe to be a fraud doctor, as in Dr. Jackie. So, I mean, you know, Shani, what's up?
I also want to say that sometimes it makes a difference if you go to a teaching hospital versus a private hospital. Because of what I went through, I took my daughter to, because I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, I went to Medical University, which is a teaching hospital. And I remember the lady checking my daughter and telling her, oh yeah, you 10 centimeters. And then the doctor came in behind her and say, oh no, you was wrong. That was 1. I told my daughter, get dressed. We going over here to East Cooper. Yeah, we gonna go to the private sector. And sure enough, that was like my 4th or 5th time having her there. And when they made that mistake, and I took her to the other hospital, she had her baby naturally that same night. It makes a difference when you're going to a hospital that's a teaching hospital versus a private hospital.
You ain't lying. Cause look, let me tell you something. See, you know why that doctor, that seasoned doctor came in? Because see, the person coming out of med school who's green, they don't know no better. They really doing the job because they don't have a bias yet. They just jumped off the porch. That's what we say in New Orleans. They just jumped off the porch. They don't know what the hell. All they know is the textbook said this what it says, so this is what it is. But see, that seasoned doctor who know how to, you know, milk this thing and make it something that it ain't. He's probably the one, or she's probably the one coming in there saying, "What the hell is you doing?" You know. So
right.
I'm saying that to say, I would say get an unprofessional or unseasoned doctor, but then do you want someone who doesn't have as much experience? But then it's nuance to all of this. You just got to find who's best for you. And I'm glad you was able to get your daughter and get up out of there. And go somewhere where they could take care of y'all, because a lot of people don't have that option, especially women who are uninformed about what they deserve and what they should do.
Right.
But thank you so much for coming up, Shani. I'm about to do this, y'all. I'm about to do this giveaway after I let my aunt say what she got to say. Listen, you guys, make sure you are at the most current part of the video so we can do these giveaways, please, and thank you. Make sure you are all the way to the end of the video. Make sure you are as far to the end of the video as you can be. Make sure. Now for this weekend, I'm not only going to just give a prize away to the first person who answered the question, but also the second person as well, just in case somebody lagging. I'm giving y'all an opportunity to make sure y'all at the far end of the video. I got this. What's up, boo? I pinned your information on one of the channels, and I pinned No Salt on the other channel. Are you there, my? Yes. Also, please come to Miss Parker in the Discord. Roxana in the Discord if you need help. She is the person that's handling everything as far as getting you ordered. All you'll have to do, you guys, go on to Amazon, create a gift registry, pick what you want, put in your information. It won't share it with me. I won't know nothing about you but your name and what you want. Then I click on it, say bye. I buy it, and then it's on the way to your house. Now, Christmas is in 2 days. Your churn may not get it on Christmas. I do have Prime, so you might be lucky. But if they don't, it don't matter. We still want to get something out to the kids. All right. All right, you guys. Are you here?
I'm here.
Oh, what's up?
Okay.
We want to get you to say what you got to say so the people can catch up. You guys, fast forward all the way to the end. Go ahead,
All right. I just want to tell women, fibroids are not a death sentence. Fibroids are not means to get a hysterectomy. A fibroid is nothing more than a pimple. As I can't remember her name, she just spoke. She said certain metals, the doula, certain metals, our body are just scientifically not made to break them down, such as aluminum, iron, so on and so forth. Fibroids are from hair dye. Fibroids come from hair perms. Fibroids come from hair color. Fibroids come from glue, synthetic hair glue. Fibroids come from some perfumes that we use. Okay. I'm going to tell you this. Fibroids are something that you can control. As the doula spoke and said, I feel when my fibroids are beginning. I feel when my fibroids are forming. And that is when I go off my diet. I love high fructose corn syrup. I live a holistic life. I try to manage a plant-based diet as best I could because therein lies my healing. I don't take medicine. I don't believe the body should be cut open. If it were, it would have a zipper. I believe that if you put the right things in your body and you create the optimal pH balance, your body will heal itself.
Yep.
There is no reason for us to be eating oxtails because they contain progesterone and estrogen, which is another reason why females are getting fibroids. They're having mood swings. Your body produces what it needs to function. When you start adding things to it, you cause an excess of it. And anything in excess, we know that it can be deadly. I went 10 years ago completely cold off of meat. And I explained that to my doctor because at 36 years old, I walked in and he said I had high blood pressure. He said I had high cholesterol. He said I had fibroids. I had cysts on both of my ovaries and some more stuff and endometriosis. And I told him, give me some time to reverse this. And he said, no, I want you to go see the surgeon. I want you to prepare for this hysterectomy. Now, I challenged this doctor. He was a Black doctor at the time. I said, now, if you could tell me how to get rid of the fibroids, there won't be a need for hysterectomy. He said, I can't tell you that. You have to go see a surgeon. So what I did was I took Queen Afua's Sacred Woman Journey. I lived in Brooklyn at the time, and I linked up with her group in Prospect Park, and my life changed. And from changing my life, I made a promise that because I healed because 7 was healed behind, 7 will be healed forward. And that means Sankofa. I got the knowledge, so I'm going to reach back and I'm going to bring it forward to my people. And I know that I am not against Western medicine. As some of you who don't know, I am a surgical tech. I am also a certified dental assistant. I work within Western medicine, but I also have a mortgage to pay. But I am not too privy. I am not too high to tell a sister, if this doctor isn't working for you, you still have an option to back out and get a doula or a midwife. They don't like that because it's a money issue. Yep. It's not even about knowledge, because we would say that the doula and the midwife is more knowledgeable. They're doing hands-on. The doctors are textbooks. They're scientists. It becomes a conflict about money because now the fees are split. The doula is going to charge a set price. The hospital is going to charge anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000, depending on whether it's a natural birth or it's a cesarean birth. I don't want to take up too much more time, but I do want you ladies to know that everything that starts with our body, it starts with our mouth. We eat diseases. We do not catch cancer. We eat cancer. We do not catch diabetes. We eat diabetes. Diabetes is not hereditary. High blood pressure is not hereditary. And I will argue with any scientist that feels that they know more than me. I am just a surgical tech. I got an A and a B in anatomy and physiology, but I will tell you, there is no way. I'll challenge a doctor. What do you take for an aspirin, doctor? I mean, for a headache. He'll say Advil. You're wrong. You can't treat me. Because if you don't know that your body is craving water because you have a headache, you don't know what's wrong with your body. If you don't know your body is overloaded with sugar, you ask the doctor, how do you detox? I don't detox. What do you mean detox? Cleanse your blood. How do you cleanse your blood? Okay, you got to follow me to my channel to get that. You got to go over to IG to get that. But they don't know what we know. And they will damn plant-based science. But I'm going to tell you this. Before it was a pill, it was a plant. They did something called, what is it? Somebody in the chat, correct me. Concoction, combining, something like that. Compounding, where they added the pharmaceutical money, the pharmaceutical crack to the plant, made it a prescription, and now they're selling it to us. Go in your backyard. Get you some healing out your backyard. Find out who Queen of Four is and get next to her. She changed my life. And as a result, I will not go to my grave with this knowledge. I will pass it on. I will heal wounds. And one day I hope to become a birthing coach. I just got to get my husband to agree to that because he's just like, I'm not doing that. But it's my dream because I want to bring that number down. That number is disturbing. Yes,
people want to know where to find you. Is Instagram I pinned her Instagram in this chat. Let me put it over here too. Hold on.
I see you, Mumu and Mimosa. I'm going to follow you back.
Listen, people want to know where to find you at. And some other person, Tanika asks, what about high blood pressure? She wants to know what to do about that.
Detox. You need to detox your blood. All the toxins that are in your blood, the metals, aluminums, etc., they're causing your blood pressure to be high. They're causing your capillaries to sag. And as a result, the blood is backing up. It's getting heavier, and they call it high blood pressure. It's diet. We eat every single ailment that's wrong with us. And I'm just this is me. This is my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am a plant-based medicine. I study. I learned from myself. I was my first patient, and I defied medicine. And I told them, you are not taking my you're not taking my womb. You're not going to take, because they're in the womb. Let me just say this, because somebody asked, a doctor made him get a hysterectomy because of fibroids. In your womb is melanin. Okay. Melanin is $500 a gram. Yep. So if you get a full vital uterus that you just told this woman she has cancer, she has she has fibroids, woo, 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 you're in business. And if you can get 10 of those, out the African-American community, you go ahead and multiply it. I can't even go into all of that, but it's all in money. It's numbers. Patients for profit, okay? Stay out these hospitals. I'm not against them because I work in them. I got a report tomorrow at 5 a.m. But I just want to tell you, we're working beside scientists. And us being Black and melanated, brown and melanated, we are the species of study, the species of choice, the inquisitive and questionable species. They want to know all about us. Rather than sit with us and get to know us, they'd rather cut us and steal from us. So listen to or study who Henrietta Lacks was. Find out who she was. It would behoove you ladies and the ladies getting the BBLs. I want you to study who Sarah Bartman was. There was a time when having a huge ass was a disgrace and you were looked upon as a spectacle. Now women are dying for BBLs. I would give away this butt if somebody would trade me for some brain cells. It's not worth it, honey. Shake what your mama gave you. If you eat right, your body will form itself. If you create the optimal environment, your body will heal itself. I am not a professed doctor. That is my disclaimer, but I will help you get right. Follow me.
Somebody asked, can you ask about sea moss? I guess they're asking what you know about sea moss.
I am a purveyor of sea moss. They probably went on my page. I am a purveyor of sea moss, and I believe sea moss and black seed oil are the cures to every ailment under the sun. And they are both plant-based. Sea moss is a kelp. It comes from the sea. If you're following me, go on my page and click on any of the pictures and there'll be a full description. That is my knowledge and my research, my own independent that I studied off of sea moss. My sister was diagnosed with some form of lymphoma, cancer. And excuse me, I get a little emotional talking about it. At the thought of cancer, my entire family panicked. And I told my sister, you didn't catch that cancer. You ate that cancer. So what we're going to do, if you trust me, we're going to reverse it. We went off of everything white. Well, I had been off, and I told her, white sugar, white milk, mayonnaise, cream cheese, everything white has gone through a bleaching process. That bleach is the leading cause the leading cause of multiple cancers. My sister reversed her diet. She was on a pill form of radiation for about 3 weeks. She went into the hospital finally to receive her chemotherapy. I made it up from Maryland to New York. I gave her a new batch of elderberry, new batch of black seed oil. I want to say within 2 to 3 days, they did her blood work. The proteins from the cancer began to disappear. They didn't know what happened. And I told her, you can't tell them what happened. I told her exactly what Dr. Sabi told me. Cancer needs an environment. If you produce an acidic environment, cancer can thrive. But if you reverse it to an alkaline diet with a pH of 6.9, your body will begin to heal itself. We should not be eating meat. We should not be eating white. We should not be eating these starches. These are the leading causes of cancer. It's not inherited. You did not get high blood pressure because Big Mama had high blood pressure. You eat the way Big Mama eats, so you in turn inherited high blood pressure. So I don't want to down anybody, but
I think you went out.
That was my husband. Wait, let me get him off the screen. Okay.
I can't see
I'm
nothing.
here to help you if you're willing to do the work. I can't fix you, but I can give you the blueprint. You just have to follow the blueprint. I can't do anything magical. It all starts and ends with you. But I can tell you, if you want to change your life, you have to change your diet. Even for those women in the chat who smoke, if you smoke, you should not be smoking grabba, the marijuana crew.
You should not be smoking what? I think you went
Stuff.
out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I went out.
I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay. Most of that stuff, it's additives. Like if you're gonna smoke your weed, grow your weed. Grow it in your backyard. If you don't know how to do it, follow my Instagram.
Saying that.
I'll show you how to grow it. It's just to germinate a seed, to drop it in some clean soil, throw some sea moss in there, and you'll have a garden. It's legal all over the world. You can grow up to.
I think somebody called.
Dad, I'm on live. Tell him I can't talk because I'm on the live. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm willing to help. I'm willing to do my part. I want to partner with you, Voodoo, in getting us right.
Yes.
You know, getting us right. I don't have a YouTube channel.
You don't have no YouTube?
I don't have no YouTube. I'm not a
Girl,
I'm not
what
techie.
is you doing?
I'm not techie. You have to help me. Help me, sister, to adopt me.
I ain't techie neither, but I can get you on YouTube now.
Okay, that's all I need. I do have a page, but I don't know what to do with it.
Okay, yeah. Hit me up on either Discord or the Instagram.
Okay.
And we're going to deal with it. For now, you guys, I pinned her Instagram because they got people wanting a lot of information from you.
I see them popping up. I
pinned my aunt's Instagram to the top of the chat, y'all. Go over there and follow her. We going to get her up on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like Eve Ken just said she needed YouTube. We going to get you up on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on the
joke. You can start coming, doing your own thing because this is the information that Black women need. Because some people, like Belinda said, she don't have IG. Yeah. So we gonna get you up on YouTube. Hit me up tomorrow, child.
I promise you, I'm gonna drop some information. And those of you who follow me, I'm gonna be updating my page regularly. And as I update, check for information. I ship all over the world. And that's it. I mean, that's just, if you're willing to do the work, I'm here for you. I'll stand in the breach for you, but I'm not going to browbeat you. I'm not selling you no product. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is selling a solution to a problem. And once your only assignment and allegiance to me is that you heal 7 forward. You don't take this healing and you don't take it for your own because it's not my healing. It's for the tribe. And then we'll talk about some other stuff. Ancestral medicine and ancestral knowledge and so on and so forth. Because Voodoo, I'm digging you. I don't know if it's the Pisces connection, but we've definitely connected. Something is going on. I don't know, but I'm here for it, ladies. I want to get us right. I want to keep us out the science center. I want to teach us how to heal so that our babies have a chance. They can live and, have us around for a long time.
Right. And you know what? I'm going to have you back up on some other stuff because the people is in the chat with 11 questions.
Lord.
So
Voodoo,
look,
I'm ready for this.
You're
going to have to train me behind the scenes and tell me how to do the stuff, Voodoo.
I don't know how to do it. Call me. I just told you. Hit me up on IG. That's the better place to find me. Okay. Hit me up on IG. give me a phone call. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get you up on here so that people could be able to find you on YouTube.
Okay.
Even if you're not monetized yet, because you will be. But that way, people, I can have you up on here at least weekly, and you can do whatever it is you need to do, get people to follow you, and then they can come straight to you.
The people is following me, Voodoo. Can you do a hand clap in the background? Can you do a hand clap in the background? People, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. All I want to be is a household name. I'm not doing it for accolades. I'm doing it to show the world I did it for me. And if you follow my blueprint, I can do it for you. And you can do it in turn for your daughters. They can do it for their daughters. Daughters can teach sons. And we could move forward like just full circle healing. Like we need that. I learned from the people and I'm teaching my people because the ancient Chinese secret is eating from the garden and not from the grave.
Oh, Lord.
That's
Girl,
it.
You
That's
talking
the ancient.
now.
They follow.
You know what?
The people is following me, Voodoo. I don't need
yes,
to know what
as
to
they
do.
should.
I feel
as
a hallelujah, TD Jakes or something going on.
No, we ain't gonna do TD.
No, we ain't gonna do TD Jakes. No, we ain't gonna do TD Jakes.
But my eye, listen.
Yes, ma'am.
In about when I get off of here, give me 45 minutes and call me on Instagram. I gotta call Opinionated back too.
Okay.
After we end this live in 45 minutes, call me on Instagram. I'm gonna get you set up so that you can get on YouTube. Right now, you guys, I pinned her Instagram.
Baby, the chat is the Instagram is Instagramming, baby.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
You all. I promise you, I will not disappoint. I promise
yes,
you.
ma'am. We gonna get you on here.
I will stand in the breach for you. I will stand in the breach for you.
We need you and your information and what you have to bring to the table. We need that.
And I need you guys to get this information out because that's the only way it'll get out.
And that's the part.
I don't have a website. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not afraid of a website. My daughter has offered to do it several times. I want to control my content. I don't want FDA and Big Pharma to tell me what I can and cannot do. Because what I did works for me. It worked. I'm still here. My sister.
Uh-oh. I think you're getting a phone call again. My aunt, she must be, her husband said, get off the live and call me, girl. Answer the phone. That's what the husband saying. You over there talking about CMOS, get your ass on the phone. That's what the husband said. You around here talking about CMOS, pick up this goddamn phone. That's what he told her, as he should. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Listen, you guys, her Instagram is pinned to the top of the chat until we get her situated with an Instagram with a YouTube page. Somebody, Jeremiah, you messy as hell. Talking about Dr. Jackie messing up the live. Y'all is crazy. Y'all is crazy on the real. But no, look. She had to get off. Listen, you guys, her Instagram is pinned up at the top. We gonna get over here on YouTube so we can get some more information because my eye is over here spitting. Thank you for the super chat, Esther Messiah. We as people fear the unknown. If we don't understand it, it's crazy, stupid, dumb. Scariest thing in the world is an educated Black woman. You better talk your ish, okay? Talk your ish. You guys, let's get into this trivia so we can get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat if you are at the very, I need everybody to refresh. Once you've refreshed, put a 1 in the chat that you are at the end of the video. You as far to the end as you can go. Put a 1 in the chat once you've refreshed and got yourself to as far in the video as you can go. I'm waiting to see some more ones. Remember, this is for the kids. I don't care if it's your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, or whatever. I only have one stipulation that I ask once I buy your badass churn some of these gifts. The only thing that I request is do not tell your kids that a clear man with a big old belly popped his ugly ass up out the chimney and bought these gifts. I would rather say you bought it. I would rather you put your name on it and say I bought it, because technically you kind of are buying it because you're earning it by answering questions. Do not, this is my request. I'm not over there. But if you hit me up on a live one day and my little nephew or niece in the background, and I say, oh, you like your gift? Who bought that? If he say Santa Claus, we gonna have World War V around here. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather say you bought it. He said my mama, I'm good. She said my mama, I'm good. But if he or she say Santa Claus, we gonna have some problems, okay? Don't give my credit or your credit for this situation. Do not give your credit to a clear man. We give all other credit to him. Don't give him this, okay? Now, let's get into the trivia. I got enough ones. Question number 1. Y'all ready? Let's get it. What century were the first doula and midwives? Wait, back it up. Don't answer. Don't answer. Thank you for that. You came right in time. I'm not always there when you call, because I'm always on time. Don't answer, y'all. Don't answer. Thank you for the super chat, the herbal trucker. Thank you so much. You guys, I have Prime, so you may get them by Christmas. You may not. Either way, Merry Christmas to y'all badass. Sure. I say centuries, DJ Rob's blog, not you. All right, thank you so much for the super sticker, the herbal trucker. All right, let's go here. You guys. I got some late people now, but I'm hoping y'all up to date. Listen. I'm going to ask another question because I jacked that one up. What did Kamala Harris offer to America, to Black women, in order to aid the issue with the maternal mortality rate? What did Kamala Harris offer to Black American women to aid in mortality rate, in the maternal mortality rate? She offered one thing. What is she? Wait. Wait, because y'all play too much. I hate y'all. I swear. I love y'all and hate y'all at the same time. Hood Hacks TV said nothing. Technically, you're right. Technically, you are right. But that ain't the question. That ain't the answer. But technically, you're right. Not a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, I said Medicaid, so you win. And Jasmine, you're going to win as well. Medicaid extension. You guys, the Jasmine Sellers, and yeah, I said it. Go ahead on, make your little cart fat. Y'all get $50 a piece. Get them churn something nice. I don't do electronics. Don't ask me for no iPad. I get them a camera. Don't ask me for no iPad, no none of that stuff. I don't nothing that got them churn preoccupied. We buy toys, books, clothes, jewelry, whatever. We ain't doing the stuff that's got the people jacked up. Y'all better catch up, y'all. Y'all late. Y'all better fast forward all the way to the end. I'm trying to give y'all some money now. I done gave away $100 so far. Yeah, I said it. And what's the other person? I'm pretty sure Miss Parker got me. But you know what I mean? Y'all. Well, damn, Voodoo, was it? Wait, what? Was it the misspelling? What happened? Simone say, I say Medicaid first. Let me go up. Look at Jeremiah, crazy ass, talking about 40 acres and a mule. Y'all make me sick. Y'all literally make me sick. I swear. Hold on. Who this is up here? Who that was said they asked China? You said Medicaid, but was that China who said she answered first? China, you answered way behind. Maybe from what y'all got to make sure y'all all the way at the end of the video catch up. Catch up. The two that I said was on here. I got somebody watching too. Simone and Kiki. That's what I thought, huh? All right, we got another question. Look, you got another chance. Y'all got to make sure y'all are up to the most current. Make sure y'all are up to the most current. Remember, I got 2 chats going, but all the chats are compiled right here. So I can see who all said it. I literally went up to DJ Riles' blog acting crazy, making fun. And then the very next person and the one behind her was the 2 that I got. Unless you answer before him. You know what I mean? Uptown girl said, where mine at then? Hold on, Uptown. Hold on, Uptown. Let me scroll back up. Thank you for the super chat. Quality CPR for all ink. True confession, thought my aunt was voodoo aunt. You thought my aunt was my aunt? She is my cyber aunt. She is and is and is. Girl, look at me in the tea. Like I can't even do a doggone thing. I'm looking at the tea. All right, you guys, let's go to the next one. Moving on. I'm trying to see what's most important to take away. That's what I want to ask. You guys, okay, this is the next question I have. How many women per 100,000 are unalive during childbirth or within the next 45 days after? How many women per 100,000 do not make it home from the hospital? There you go, no salt. And there you go, Nicole. Now, hold on, because y'all not about to make it seem like I made this up. We got no salt and we got Nicole. No salt is over there on the dollhouse. And Nicole over there too. That's the first 2 winners. That's another $50 a piece. No salt and Nicole. Nicole B and no salt. Y'all got it. Thank you so much. Invader, you was 0.9 off, but you was close, Fat. You was close, Fat. Look at this one, 69.1. 39. Girl, where you was at? Oh, Lord. Kiki, you was roundabout. If we were rounding, well, we were rounding, it would be 70, but you know. Uptown girl said my 40 acres and a mule. Y'all get on my nerves. I cannot. All right. Yes, Jeremiah. Winner. Amazon spender is. All right, this is the last question. This is the last 2. This is 6 people. That's $300, y'all. Listen, if them children get it before Christmas, tell them I say Merry Mother Mammy effing Christmas, okay? Let's get into this last question. This is the big one. This is the last one. Listen, Lindas and listen, Leonards. This is the question. What is the proper position to deliver a baby? What are one of, you can give me any of the are. What are one of the proper positions to deliver a baby successfully? Okay, China said the knees. Hold on. Y'all fast. Dang, y'all don't be this fast on a regular, what you call them. Dang, y'all don't even be this fast. Now all of a sudden y'all fast. Girl, go lay down. Chat, go lay down. Look how easy, look how fast y'all is. Girl, I cannot. Let me go back up here, girl. This was too much. China got the first one. China, there you go. $50, baby. Make it. Y'all got to be in the Discord too to hit up Roxana. Miss Parker. She gonna be the one. She's going to be the one. So China X, you got it. And as Western 2010, you got it as well. The point is not to be on your back, because being on your back is whack. You remember, what's that lady name said? Crack is whack. Remember, Whitney Houston said crack was whack. Being on your back is whack. Okay, you guys, that's 6 people that got gifts, y'all. Congratulations to all the winners and y'all badass churn. And I don't know if y'all churn bad. It's just because mine grown and I see children and I'm like a single mama again. To me, all y'all kids is bad. Even all my nieces and nephews. Let's start there first. They are all my nieces and nephews, but to me, because my house not childproof and I ain't got churn running around, it's just me and Saint. Everybody churn bad. So that's where we at with it. You know what I'm saying? The last person was who I say was the last person? It was, hold on, I'm about to tell you right now. It was China, the first person, and it was, I'm about to highlight it for you. Stand by. Oh, she up here. A.S. Weston, 2010. That's her. That's the last person. A.S. Weston. You guys, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. That way you can deal with Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Her name is Roxana in the Discord. Can somebody drop the link to the Discord? Just in case. Just in case I don't make it home tonight. Let me make love to you for the last time, baby. Hey, also, y'all think Christmas is over, and this Christmas is still going. Listen, Lindas and listen, Lindas. Next Friday, still gonna buy your badass church something for Christmas. Is gonna do it. Now, it may not be wrapped up, and y'all may not put it under the tree, but they still gonna get gifts. After tomorrow, next Friday, is the last time I'm gonna be buying your badass kids something for Christmas, okay? Here is the Discord link, you guys. Listen, after that, I'm gonna do giveaways for y'all starting in January. But for the next Friday, we got one more Friday. I'm buying gifts for y'all badass churn, okay? Esther Messiah said, please sing In the Arms of the Angel. In the arms of the angel, you will find. In the arms of an angel. That's how I feel. I feel like y'all remember that old commercial with the African churn with the flies flying around their face, and they holding their cup out like this, and everybody in the arms of the angels, and it was saying just for 40 cents a week you will find. And the churn got their cup out, all the flies flying around them, biting them, hitting them, fighting them, and all of that, and the churn just like in the arms, and it was saying for 49 cents a week you can take care of a village. And I see somebody get me 50 cents. Somebody gonna get me 50 cents and see how I can put my quarters in a little slot. So you know what I'm saying? I could go sponsor me a child, and I was a child trying to sponsor a child. But anyway, you guys, I'm getting up out of here. I'm tired, y'all. We 3 hours and 15 minutes, girl. Y'all, every time I say not today, it be today. So you know what? Moving forward, I'm never gonna say that again. We just gonna let the chips fall where they may. Okay. Nevertheless, I appreciate it. Every single person. My aunt, y'all, her Instagram is pinned to the top of the chat. Go pull up on my aunt. Thank you so much. Special thank you to my aunt, darling Nikki. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. Also, sister girl, Moo Mimosa. Thank you so much. No Salt BP. Thank you so much. No salt in my aunt. Hit me up after this, please, so we can talk on the side or whatever the case may be. But y'all know how we roll. I'm getting up out of here. Thank you to everybody who sent me a super chat. Let me see if I got any cash apps. If not, it's cool. I just want to make sure I ain't missing nobody. Nope. You guys, I love you. Y'all know how we roll around here. We jost in. Okay? And we jost out. Black women, please take care of your bodies and everything that's going on. And everything don't have to be what they done told you it was. Take care of yourself, black women. There's a whole heap of information out there for you. And I'm going to help get some of it to you. I love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, Blaze.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy. for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Hustle for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.